What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Shay Renee, and I am back for us to discuss Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 5, Episode 10. And can I tell y'all something? Kimmy, you're breaking me down a lot this season. And I didn't know that there was this much water in my eyes. I can't make it, y'all. I can't be making it through these scenes. And we learned a lot more about Destiny this season, as this episode as well. But let's get into it, y'all.
Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. Do us. So we are coming in with a force. Yeah. Blessing the reap and we coursing on.
All right, y'all. So let's get into this review. So the episode starts off where Destiny is still being her normal little dusty stank self, okay? I don't know why she's here. Go away from us with this, Destiny. Like, her Destiny is like she has serious angry only child syndrome. Like, she's angry all the time and wants to get her way. And it's not good traits of a grown-ass woman. Like, I'm just so tired of her and her foolishness. It's not even entertaining. And I don't know why Carlos still has her ass on this show. I really don't. She does not display Black excellence at all. And that's what this show is supposed to be portraying. Wanda Marshall. Hey, Shay. What's up, Wanda? First of all, I miss you, sis. Where my videos been? You know we like to watch video. I like to watch the same videos you watch. You ain't sent me no videos in the last couple of days now. What's happening? We're gonna have to talk later now. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. So Destiny basically maintains she wouldn't change how she feels about Mel, even though she finds out that Mel actually did speak to her when Mel came into her beauty supply store. Okay. Shirley Jefferson says, hello, Shay. What's up, Shirley? What's going on? Thank you so much for watching. So then Destiny Kimmy says she remembers hearing Mel speak, because Destiny says, well, Kimmy, did you hear Mel speak, or what did you hear? And Kimmy says, yeah, I actually did hear her speak, but you were so upset and so riled up that I don't think that you were open to hearing anything. And you were even yelling and going off with me and Tisha directly after Mel walked in. So you were just on 10 the entire time, basically. And even Destiny's cousin Demi says the same thing. She was like, I think that you had a highly elevated energy already, because number one, the ladies had come and you weren't really expecting them to be there. And you had a lot of, emotions because it was a big event for you. And I just think that, that's how it all came out. You were upset that they actually were there, and it really showed. And I feel like for me, this is your grand reopening at this point. As a business person, you got to put all that childish bullshit to the back of your mind, or to the side, and don't think about it at all, honestly, because that attitude that you have is not going to make you any money. It's just not. Nobody's going to work with somebody that has a stank ass attitude. And if you can't control yourself in the midst of adversity, or be around people that you don't like, and still get your money, you'll never be rich. Do you know how many people sit in rooms with people they absolutely cannot stand, that they are in business, and they are actually in business with some of these people? Can't stand them, but their money helps make them money. So they dealing with them in the aspect in which they need to. And you don't have to be rude in the process or show. Why is it that you have to show your disdain for somebody? Like, it's people that know I don't fuck with them or like them, but I don't have to show them just to remind them. I got to put a scowl on my face the entire time I'm around them to remind them that I don't fuck with them. That's stupid. And it's not entertaining for this show, honestly. And Destiny needs to let it go. And even Tisha says, you were upset outside and it was all over your face. Like, you were upset. And Stormy says, are you guys okay? And, are you full after this? Like, are we over it? Now that you know that Destiny, now Mel has spoken. Even people have confirmed that Mel did speak, and it seems like you just had an elevated energy anyway. So what, how you gonna act? Basically, Stormy, like, how you gonna act? Are y'all good? And so Mel, I think this was a very profound thing that Mel said. Mel says we need to normalize people being okay with not wanting to be friends with people and to not really get over things. We don't have to force people to be friends. We can just be respectful to one another and just keep it pushing. And Mel and Destiny actually clean glasses in agreement. And Stormy thanks everyone for coming, gives them gifts of her Canvas Beauty purses with her products in it. And child, I know Destiny was jumping for joy to get them damn products finally. And she probably gonna take all of them, each and every one of them, and go put them on her damn shelf and hope she could sell it. Pause. She don't have a shelf to put them on because I heard Madani was closed allegedly. I ain't I just heard that in the internet streets. But I agree with Mel. Like, it's okay to not fuck with somebody. If I don't fuck with you, I'm not. Let me tell y'all something. And y'all, if y'all ever knew me personally, and even me, I have a corporate executive job. I don't like half of them motherfuckers that I work with. Okay? But they'll never know it. But it's hard because people that know me personally, they be like, Shay, everything is always written all over your face. Like your whole demeanor. If you don't fuck with somebody, it's all over your face. But I know how to control it in the right rooms. When I'm around my friends, I'm not going to be fake. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. And if you bringing people around that I don't fuck with, I ain't going to act like I fucking like them. And it is what it is. Okay? Because I'm not a fake ass person. But when you're in business, it's not about liking them. It's really not. Me getting my money, me doing a good job on my job, I don't have to like you. Long as you respect me and do what needs to be done to get the job done, we all good. I can respect you hands down. But when you become disrespectful, then there's another side that you will see. But other than that, I don't have no issues. If I don't fuck with you, that don't mean I'm gonna show it all over my face and be disrespectful. I don't have to do all of that. I can be in a room with you and be just as cordial and cool as a cucumber as all get up. I don't have to act like I'm in love with you, but I don't have to act like I hate you either. And I agree with Mel. Like, I think that we need to stop, especially on these reality shows. I get it that everybody has to be in the same room with each other a lot of times for to film these shows, but y'all don't have to be friends. It's okay for the viewers to see that y'all are together to do a job and film a show. If there's normal relationships that form from it and real friendships that come about, there's going to be fallouts and come back togethers. That's just what it is. That's the nature of reality TV. All right. So moving on, Mel and Kimmy walk out at the same time, and Mel asked Kimmy how she was doing. She was like, you was tearing up in there, girl. I ain't never seen you tear up. You don't be tearing up and stuff. So I just want to check on you and see what's going on. And Kimmy was like, yes, there's something going on for sure, but I just really don't want to talk about it right now. But when I'm ready to share, I will definitely come and let you know what's going on. And Mel was like, okay, well, I got your back. We've confided in each other over several things. And you just know that if anything that you share with me is just going to be between you and I, it ain't going to go no further. And Kimmy begins to break down and cry and say, I know. But I promise you, I'll tell you when I'm ready. And that just really broke my heart, because I know Kimmy probably did want to talk to Mel, but she just wants to wait until, rightfully so, wait until she gets those results so she can really see what's going on with her, because it could be a thing where she could say something. She could do a Mia from Real Housewives of Potomac and make it like it's a big old thing, and then it be nothing, right? But nevertheless, she's going to share it whenever she is ready to talk about it. And this is a very important thing. Nola Reese says, we back. What's up, Nola? Thank you for coming back to see this video. This is the video I really wanted you to be on. I should bring you up on screen, child. I really should. Let me know if you want to come up, because we could talk about it together. Simply Beautiful says, hey. What's up, Simply Beautiful? I can be respectful and hit you with a smooth hi and bye. Abso-freaking-lutely. For sure. 100%. Like, I don't have to be your bestie. Like, if I don't fool with you, and if I know you don't like me, there's so many people at my job that don't fuck with me. Like, girl, I don't give a damn. But guess what? I'm gonna smile. I'm gonna be respectful, and we're gonna do what we gotta do to make it. We keep the day going. Okay. Nola Reese says, "I'll come up." Okay, perfect, perfect. I'll put the Let me put the thing in the chat. Sheila Wright says, "Good afternoon." Simply Beautiful says, "Now you know Maurice watched that exchange and said you, so you team Mel now." I don't listen. They got a whole lot of stuff with them. Let me hold on, Nola. I'm copying this thing now. I'm about to put it in the chat. I'm about to put it in the chat. I don't know how to do it. How you do it? Hold on, y'all. Let me send it to myself and then, because I don't know how to do it on StreamYard. Because I want y'all to hear Nola. I love her. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. Let me text it to myself because that's about the only way I know how to do this. All right, y'all. I'm back. We trying to get Nola up here. Post it in the comments. Yeah, girl. I don't know how to do all that. I gotta go on to my actual YouTube and put it in there. I think. Right. You're gonna have to teach me how to do some of these things, because I don't even know how to navigate this whole thing. Post it in the comments. Hey Nola, everybody know Nola. Y'all about to really get to know her when I pull her up here. Now I can't even get out of the stuff I was looking at on YouTube. Hold on, y'all. It pays to have 2 phones these days. Go to my channel, right? And we live. Let me turn myself down. Okay, I'm about to put in the comments now. No. Copy, right? And paste. There we go. There's the link. Come on up, Nola. Come on up, sis. All right, y'all. Let me get back to the commentary, and Nola gonna come up here, and we gonna chop it up. Okay. I'm a Cancer also, Shay. You are, Wanda? Yes. I knew I loved you for a reason. Cancers rule. All right, y'all. So here we go. So Mel, and we talked about Mel and Kimmy. Marceau in the next scene sets up a home picnic for Tisha since they're home alone for date night. She got a sitter for the kids, and he said that's her department to make sure that the kids are handled, which I'm so sick and tired of Marceau saying that. Like, I just don't get it. Like, why don't you ever want to do anything with your children? Like, what is your freaking problem, sir? It's very annoying. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand why he doesn't think that he should have to do anything for his kids. Like, that is not totally Tisha's whole deal. Like, I don't know. It just makes it where everything that he's doing seems so fake. Like the whole picnic thing, I feel like he was giving me Maurice vibes. Like he was talking like Maurice. Here we go. Y'all, my sis about to come on here. Y'all about to be in for a treat, okay?
Hey, girl.
Y'all about to be in. What's up? What's up? Are you on? Did I put you
Nothing.
on screen?
Yeah, I can see myself,
I
so I'm
did.
guessing so.
Oh, here we go. I see you. Y'all, you know I'm trying to get used to all these controls and stuff. I'm usually up here by my
Listen,
daggone self. God, look.
baby, listen, I had to learn it in a quick when I was trying to drop the link the first time for people to call in,
uh,
and I was like, how
uh-huh.
I do this? But it's easier if you're on a computer than on a phone. Let me turn my TV
Oh,
down. My
got
baby
you. That
got The
makes sense.
Simpsons on up in here.
Mm-hmm. Them kids, we got to keep stuff entertained. But I like The
Whew.
Simpsons myself.
Girl,
But
nah,
girl,
I
so
watch
we
them
at
too.
the part with the picnic with Marceau, with him doing the little fake little picnic thing in the house. What you think about that? Like, Here's what I
Girl.
think it was giving very Maurice to me. Like I felt like he turned into Maurice, even the way he was talking. Like he was even trying to be more softer talking with Tisha to hit her with the wham bam of Dr. Francis in the end. But what you think about this whole picnic situation?
So I didn't get Maurice. I got and I know it's a charcuterie board, a charcuterie board, however you say
Uh-huh.
it. But I felt like he was
Uh-huh.
giving her a charcuterie board. You know what I'm saying? It was little. The meat looks old and worn out. And I felt like he was giving her that so he can go ahead, get some of that Tussie Cat and convince her that Dr. Francis ain't it because Dr. Francis was seeing through his BS. And eventually if Tisha keep going to him, she was gonna come to the realization of his BS. So let me give you this coochie board so I could get me some
Right.
coochie and you can leave Dr. Francis alone. Like that's what I got from it. It was the gaslighting of it all. Doctor, like you don't bit more care about Dr. Lewis going off, Dr. Francis going off on Big Lou because you was enjoying it. You was enjoying it
Yeah.
for the simple fact of how Lewis and Tiffany presented themselves their first season on there. And you like, oh, it's cracks in
Hmm.
your foundation. So he was definitely enjoying the treatment of Big Lou and Tiffy Lou. He
I
was
agree.
enjoying it. So
You
no,
said it.
he used it for his advantage to make it seem like Dr. Francis is a man hater. No, Dr. Francis said through your bullshit. And he basically was like, the truth don't need to be explained because it's the truth. And you got mad because he
Exactly.
saw through
And
your
I'm
foolishness. He wasn't
100%
Tisha. He wasn't Wanda. He wasn't the rest of us. Well,
no.
I ain't gonna say the rest of us because personally, I feel like Tisha need to soak them dentures he got up in the top of his mouth in some cayenne pepper and vinegar, and that'll teach him how to talk to her.
Child, because I swear I ain't never seen his top teeth. They always hiding from the
They
world.
like
Like
they
I'm
like
like, do
this
you
big.
have top? Yeah, his teeth are very chiclety. I don't understand what's going on with his mouth. Like you
Yeah,
so busy running your mouth, talking all this shit. You always got something to say about everybody else. And I feel like, you know what, this brings it full circle to me. I feel like Carlos King was trying to hide the issues with the Scots this season. Like this is not a coincidence that Marceau is trying to act all faithful now and all this, that, and the third. They're trying to get the light off of them because all these people kept coming out talking about Marceau cheating. He doing this, he doing that. He probably quieted his chickadees, and now he's trying to play like the faithful, doting husband. And we're not buying it. We're frank. I don't care how many pieces of rolled up meat you put on a damn plate. You can roll your meat up and stick it in her mouth, her booty hole, wherever you want, as many times as you want. I don't see it for y'all. I don't see it for you, and I won't.
I don't dislike them, but I do go hard on them for their Karenism. Number one,
Yeah.
to to me, they're Karens. That
Yeah.
just that's it. That's all. They're Karens. Number one. Number two. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Candace Lane, my babe girl. I gotta do this later on my channel. Jesus. Um,
Uh-huh.
they're Karens to me. Number one. Number two. I feel like this season they came back with the intent to try to make us believe what we're seeing is not what we're seeing. But here's the thing. And they can
Mm-hmm.
say it's for the show and we do things for the show. But for me what cemented in my mind that Marceau is definitely who I thought he was how he treats Tisha online, outside of the show.
Yeah.
The disrespect,
Mm-hmm.
the playing into the cheating rumors. And I don't care how much she sit on here and say, Marceau, that was
Yeah.
Marceau. Your face when your mama showed you that picture let me know that you knew that was your husband wide ass back. Your
Hello
face.
and
You know
goodbye.
if somebody
Mm-hmm.
come and show you a picture of your man back, you know that's your man back. You bragging on these
Oh, I
16
know who
years.
back it
Your
is
your face, but
for
I don't know,
sure.
was it just me? But her face showed her mouth said one thing, but her face showed that was his dang
Oh, she
on back.
knows.
You know, but they
Honestly,
don't
I think
even did you
that
see the live when they were on the boat with Kimmy and
yeah.
them? And she was like, Maurice, they
Mm-hmm.
wanted to, so they want to see your back. And he was like, my shoulder. And I was like, huh, and them titties tittying too. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
that's your back, sir.
Yeah.
I'm not your woman. And I
Exactly.
noticed that back is the same. I don't care if you tried to lose a little pounds. We know
Mhm.
you be wearing a waist shape around there. But it don't matter. But it's,
Right.
it's that. It's that when she was another live, they asked him, he trying to hold her hand. She didn't even look like she was prepared when he did like this, because that ain't what y'all normally do. Somebody said give you a kiss.
No.
She turned to give him a kiss and he put his cigar in his mouth. You trying to shake it down
Ridiculous.
on the boat and act like you about to sit on it, and you didn't know where to sit on it, and he was acting like he trying to slide up under there, and his face couldn't even get to the right parts. Listen, when you used to sitting on that face and you used to your face being sit on,
Hello?
you know how to slide up on it and up
It's a
under it
comfortable
every time.
motion. It didn't
So
seem
they're,
like it was a
but
comfortable motion. Mm-mm.
they everybody said Tisha was stuck up in the attic. Now this season you trying to make like she the boss, she the boss, she the boss. But then when you around there talking to Stormy husband, you like, me and my wife don't work together. How she the boss if y'all don't work together? I'm not understanding it.
It's a setup. It's a
You know,
setup.
I
Honestly,
I
Nola, I think it's a setup. I think that Marceau is trying to make it seem like Tisha is the boss, so that if shit hits the fan, it's all on her. But his ego won't allow him to totally play to the backside. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like his ego won't let him totally make her the boss. He wants to make sure that people know, yeah, I do things, but if shit hits the fan, yeah, she the boss. She the one got to pay all the bills, not me.
well,
I'm
I
not going
feel
to be in the midst of it.
I feel like Tisha is the boss in name and credit and paperwork and credit.
Yeah,
That's it.
for sure.
That's it. That's all. I don't feel like she runs anything else. And if their agreement, to me, my personal opinion, if their agreement was, okay, you're going to do this in the business and you're going to do this in the home, then that's fine. Say that. I wanted to be at home to take care of my kids. So that's what I
Mm-hmm.
did. You know what I'm saying? I also feel like Carlos, my personal opinion, I felt like this season Carlos was trying to turn it towards the Scots. You know what I'm saying? Even with
Mm-hmm.
bringing Kiki on there. Yeah, Kiki came on and was talking to Mel, but it was what? Tisha's cousin, Tisha family drama. You already got Maurice
Mm-hmm.
and Kimmy on there. Then you bring Bummy Bob on there for one scene that he didn't even talk about what he needed to talk about or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So and then we got the whole scene of Tisha and Marceau take on the other side of the tracks, which we did not need,
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't do nothing
Mm-hmm.
but expose you to me. You want to talk about Kiki, and you never had them conversations with Kiki, but before Kiki got there, the whole family had Marceau in the corner, and it very much let me know
Mm-hmm.
that you having these conversations with your people. When Kiki said, "Don't
Absolutely.
make me say it," don't make me say it, and everybody in the family was like, "No, no, don't do it, don't do it." It let me know that everybody know. And on top of that, your mama did an interview with Scotty by Nature and said, definitely when you first had them kids, my soul wasn't never home.
Mm-hmm.
And she thought you was
Mm-hmm.
cheating then and how all the women was behind you. So do I believe he's cheating
Right.
now? No, I don't believe he's cheating now because the
It's too
spotlight is
much. It's
on
too
him
much.
too much.
Yeah, the spotlight is on.
But I do
Yeah.
believe he has cheated, and I believe he knows exactly who to cheat with, just like he told Martell don't cheat with Ariane because she was gonna be the one to blow up his spot. How do you know
Correct.
that? Unless you're investigating what kind of women to cheat on. I
Mm-hmm.
think he cheats with women who have just as much to lose as him.
As he do. Yep.
So they don't want their
Yep.
spot blown up, so they ain't gonna blow up his spot. He knows how to
Mm-hmm.
cheat. So this scene
Yeah.
right here, first of all, I'm not gonna even the cameras at your house, girl, and you don't know you about to have a carpet picnic.
Child, and come downstairs fully beat to the nines and dressed up. You knew damn
That's
well
number
that
one.
he was doing this.
And number two, Tisha don't give me charcuterie board.
No.
Tisha give me, we can have like me. And I'm not saying that to
Mm-hmm.
judge Tisha. I'm just
Right.
saying it just wasn't real life to me. In real life, I don't believe they sitting
It's
around
not.
there eating meat and cheeses. Y'all around there eating sandwiches, peanut butter and jelly, hot wings, lemon pepper, or whatever your flavor may be. Don't
Right.
don't I'm telling you, right?
Exactly.
Anybody out there, I am single. If you want to date me, don't bring me no charcuterie board because I'm gonna look at you like you crazy. I'm a thick girl from New Orleans. I like to eat. Hey, Linda.
Yeah.
It just wasn't.
Listen, Tisha
It
and them
just
in
wasn't
there
real.
with the crab legs and the heavy butter. That's what they doing. They ain't doing no
Oh,
charcuterie
I'm
board
trying to
at
tell
all.
you. I'm trying to tell
Yeah,
you. Now the
that's it.
carpet picnic idea
Hmm.
was cute. It's you don't have to go out
Yeah.
and spend money to be romantic. I'm just not getting more.
No.
Nothing about Marceau gives romance. Even when he was having a
No.
conversation with Tisha about their sex life, you know what I'm saying? It gives me he wants to be pleased, but he's not doing it to please her. It's about him getting
Her.
off,
Right.
and it has to be a
Well,
two-way
think about
street.
it. Yeah, think about it. That episode that they did, I don't know if it was last season or the season before that, where he came to the hotel room and she was all, in the lingerie and all this, that, and the third. That looked very awkward. And he tried to say, oh, it's because, you try to smash your wife on camera for the world to see. Nobody was expecting y'all to actually physically smash on camera.
Baby,
It just didn't look natural. It didn't
it,
look
it, it
natural
it's
whatsoever.
it's not Pornhub. We wasn't expecting to see that. It
Mm-mm.
wasn't OnlyFans. Personally, I don't want to see you naked. Okay, you without your shirt
No.
off was enough for me. Nobody expected that, but what we do expect you is to act like you remotely interested in your wife. That scene right
Right.
there that you was just talking about, it looked to me like he was absolutely disgusted with her.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's what it
And
looked like.
Marcel
Even
gives
down to
me.
Vegas when she wanted to
Hmm.
do the renewing of their vows, the way he act. It gives me he is there because she has the credit and
Right.
he don't want to be
Right.
stuck with child support. He give me
And
soon as
also
them
because
kids
he knows
grown,
that his
he gonna go.
mistresses are going to see this, and he then probably told them, I'm gonna leave her when my son turned 18 or when my daughter turned 18 or whatever. You never know what he's telling any of these bras. And with
Right.
him and that grimace back, I know he's taking cameras like Ti and telling them don't take pictures, but he was just slipping this one time where they took the back picture of his thick ass back and he got caught. It was what it was. And I think that honestly, him and Tisha have an agreement. I think she knows what's going on, but she just doesn't want it to play out on TV because she wants to have this white picket fence image of them, which that was never going to be the case. Because Marceau nor Maurice or his basement Billy, as y'all call him, brother, that only one that seems normal is the youngest one, Micah.
I
That's the
feel
only one that seems normal.
I feel like this. I personally um white picket fence, but you're letting your daughters grow up thinking this is how a man is supposed to treat you, talk to you,
Right.
dehumanize you, embarrass you, disrespect you for
Mm-hmm.
the world to see. This is what you want your daughters to grow up and see.
Yes.
Listen, can we normalize? Because listen, these children be feeling it, and these children are stupid these days. Let's
No, they
normalize having
not.
our kids grow up in two separate households that's happy
Mm-hmm.
and for their well-being and
Yes.
flourishment than one miserable household. Now, if you can make your marriage work,
Right.
then fine. But saying you married just to say you married, when meanwhile everything in your soul, in your eyes that I read through the camera is miserable. You're
That's
miserable. Your
dead.
husband make you
That's dead.
miserable. Your mom make you miserable. Therefore, you are in turn miserable on the inside. Nothing you do
Mm-hmm.
is happy about you. You so quick to want to go off with the tit for tat with your mom and Mel, making up these lies, justifying your husband with this bullshit, acting like you a dog to Dr. Francis, talking about this is the man that God gave me, so I'm gonna be obedient. Obedient. You're not an animal. You're a person.
No, you're not.
And I
Yeah,
am
and if
all
God sent
I
him,
am.
send him back. God, I need another blessing because this one ain't it. You forgot. This ain't right. Because
I
sometimes you got
just
to be it's crazy to me. Like as a married woman, like I said, I will be married for 10 years in October of next year. There is no way, and my parents have been married for 38 years, and his parents have been married for 41 years. Okay, so we were blessed to have great examples from our parents, right? But by no means do him and I say we just gonna stay married just for the sake of being married and because our parents stuck it out, so we gonna stick it out. Now, I don't agree with just getting a divorce because you just simply mad at somebody and it won't go away for a little bit. I think people do need to do the work to try, go to therapy, kind of like what Tisha is trying to do, but he continues to reject. But when you see that a person just is not willing to change and the juice isn't worth the squeeze, you gotta get along, you gotta move on, not
Listen,
get along to be with
it's
it.
it's not easy for anybody when you've been with somebody a long time, right? To just
Yeah.
dissolve and walk away. And I can imagine, I've never been married, so but I can imagine when you're married is even harder because of everything you guys have that's intertwined together.
Oh,
But
for
let me tell you,
sure.
something, babe. If I had a husband like Marcel, we'd be divorced or he'd be in the
Oh,
grave.
we would be
Cause I'm,
done. We
cause
would
I'm
be
not.
done.
I wouldn't deal with that. And then you let him convince you to find another therapist, only for him to get into the confessional and say, "Well, cause you know more how he talk. I'm glad that you're
Mm-hmm.
going to consider getting another therapist, which means I'm going to consider reconsidering the consideration of the considering about going to therapy and considering it."
Talking in
What?
circles like he always do. I'm like,
What?
if you talk around the mulberry bush one more time. I'm so tired of him thinking that we're just as dumb as Tisha. The viewers are not dumb. We see the stupidity that you're doing. Like, you talk in circles and riddle me this, riddle me that, Batman. Don't nobody give a shit about none of that stuff that you're saying. It doesn't make any sense. And while he's talking about now that let's get into the Dr. Francis thing, like you said earlier, where he is now defending the Whitlows. You were just so happy and excited that Dr. Francis was giving it to them last season, but now it's to your now you like, oh, he was giving it to them too much. Are you trying to bring them back to the show because you see that they're fading away? Like, what was the whole angle behind that? And you don't want to go to Dr. Francis because, like you said earlier, Dr. Francis sees his bullshit. He sees the forest for the trees. He sees that Marceau is full of crap. So he don't want to go to Dr. Francis because he don't want to get aired out. And for him to, I'm surprised he's still encouraging Tisha to go to Dr. Francis because Dr. Francis might just give her the courage to walk on up out that door and do what she needs to do and what everybody else sees her needing to do. And what is this new therapist going to provide for you that you want her to go out here and say, what you going to do when the new therapist be like, yeah, I think you full of shit too, Marcel. So what else is going
Listen,
on?
he's never gonna, no matter what therapist she pick, he's never gonna pick one. Um, because he don't feel anything is wrong with him. And any therapist that she
Mm-hmm.
goes to that's gonna empower her, he's definitely gonna have a
Mm-hmm.
problem with because he wants to keep her under his thumb. He doesn't want her free form
Right.
and thinking. And me personally, that's why I believe he never tries to mediate, which I don't believe men should really get into women business, but I think that's why he tried to keep up that separation between her and Mel. He don't want Tisha
Mm-hmm.
around strong
Yeah,
women.
I agree.
He don't want Tisha
No,
around
he
strong
don't.
women. If Stormy comes back on and Stormy is a strong woman, watch they gonna have problems. Mark my words, they're gonna have
Mm-hmm.
problems. He tries to keep her and Kiki separated because Kiki is strong. Because you see, when Kiki's got
Mm-hmm.
on live and said, I challenge you, the great Marceau, where am I lying at? He been on hush mouth ever
Mm-hmm.
since. And you can't tell me it's because Tisha put him on hush. Because if Tisha had the control to put him on hush, then he would have never been able to go and tell her cousin business to nobody.
Exactly. Exactly. You 100% right. I think that I saw that ever since that episode where Mel came over there to get Tisha to go to some women's empowerment event that they were going to. I think that Mel was speaking at or something like that. And Tisha wasn't ready. She was going to try to not come. And she's like, well, come on, let's go. And Marceau tried to convince her not to go. And Tisha ended up going to the event with Mel anyway. And he had a whole issue, and that was when he was going to give his oldest son a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and his son is allergic to peanuts, and he didn't even know it. And I'm
We,
like, he's like,
I
well, see,
have
that's what
a,
I'm saying. You can't be going to stuff and leaving me with the kids. They're your kids.
but
Like,
it's very telling because whenever he talk about the kids, he say Tisha's kids. He don't
which
say
is
his
jacked
kids.
up.
He always says Tisha kids, just like when he say, I don't know where the kids at, that's Tisha area. Sir, you're still their parent. So what happens if Tisha bring the
Exactly.
kids somewhere and something happened to Tisha? You just gonna not know?
You just gonna not.
What
God
happens if
forbid
Tisha gets
something.
sick? And I'm not
Yeah,
speaking that on Tisha, but even about the
right.
peanut butter situation. What happens if Tisha gets sick and she's in a situation where she can't verbally speak to you or write things down on a notepad? You as a parent should know that. And let me tell you something. I get so sick of people who feel like because the mom is in home and working at home and that's her responsibility of the household, that we shouldn't go nowhere, that we shouldn't do nothing. Listen,
No.
everybody need a break. Everybody
Mm-mm.
need a break. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So you should
Absolutely.
just, the same way you want to come home and de-stress from your job at Black or at Scope, whatever they want to call it, the same way you want to de-stress from that, understand. She want to de-stress when you around your kids all day. Don't get me wrong. When my kids was younger, I had the liberty of, I worked when I wanted to. And when I didn't want to, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to. So when they were babies, I stayed home with them. But when you're home with babies all day, oh my God, you love them, but
You gotta get some. You
you
gotta
need
do something
adult
else.
time.
Yeah.
You need adult time and you need
Absolutely.
adult conversation. You know what I'm saying? My kids are older
Mm-hmm.
now. And so if I want to go have me a drink, I have my oldest one. I can say, I'll be back. She gonna run the household. She, you know what
I
I'm
know
saying?
that's right.
But until your kids get to that point, yes, your wife need to go out sometime. And she needs to do things sometimes
Absolutely.
outside of taping for this show.
And here's
I
the
just
thing. And Tisha went and got all those degrees and all this stuff. Like she wants to use it. And she even said that she didn't sign up to be a stay-at-home mom. She just does that because that's what he's kind of baited her into. And if but my thing is if that's not really what you wanted to be, then you should put your foot down. Because my mother was a stay-at-home mom. And I'm gonna tell you, I think my mama I didn't even know how to make my own bed till I was 18. My mother literally made our beds, cleaned up. She rolled the sheets back for us. By the time we came home, we had breakfast, lunch, and dinner made. My dad had a bath ran for him when he came home. Unbelievable mother growing up, But when I grew up, I didn't want to do that. Like I went to college, I have a career. I never wanted that for my life. You know what I mean? Not to say that it's a bad thing, but everybody chooses different paths. Now, I could have done the same thing that my mother did, but when I married my husband, he knew what it was. I feel like with Tisha, I don't know if I think Miss Wanda probably worked a lot when she was growing up too, because she was a single mom and she watched her do that. If you wanted to, if you married Marceau and you wanted to be this career woman and you didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom and do all these things or whatever that you're doing right now, and you feel like you don't have any freedom, you needed to express that and you need to live that. Like the man doesn't control you. When you set that foundation out from jump, it is what it is. But I feel like she fell into this I gotta be submissive and do whatever my man says thing. And in this day and age, women are working just as much as the men. So who says that I gotta go work 40 hours, 40 plus hours a week, then come home, clean up, then take care of the kids? But all you have to do is work. That's it. But I don't get any free time, but you do.
see. Here's
It's
my
it's
thing.
it's a very unbalanced situation.
Here's my thing. I don't believe Tisha really wanted to marry Marceau. And I don't believe Marceau
Mm-mm.
really wanted to marry Tisha. They had what they call it, a shotgun wedding. She got pregnant, and I think
Mm,
Wanda was like, "You gonna marry my daughter? You got her pregnant." And I think because when you
mm,
hear
mm,
them
mm.
talk about it was like, "Oh, I got pregnant. We got married." It was never we were in love with each other. We were discussing getting married. I ended up pregnant, so we moved it up further because I didn't want to be unmarried and pregnant. Blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
It was I got pregnant, I got married, and so this is the result of that old time thinking. Because you get pregnant for somebody, you have to get married. Ideally, everybody wants to have a family, but sometimes that's just not the case. And in this
Mhm.
situation, girl, you should have had your baby and let him be a daddy. You probably would have had to put him on child support. You know what I'm saying? But you should
Yeah.
have let him go on about your business. But here's my thing. You want Tisha name on everything. You want Tisha credit on everything, but you want her to act like our grandmothers used to act. Well, back in the day, our grandpas had the credit, the job, and everything. So ain't nothing had to be a
Exactly.
grandmother name. See, you can't want me to act like grandmother, but you ain't acting like papa. My grandfather, 94 years old. Him
Exactly.
and my grandmother been married since my grandmother was 19. They both 94. That's how
Mm-hmm.
long they've been married. He has paid every bill and he take care of everything to this
Wow.
day. She still don't do nothing. So if you want me to act like my grandmother act and still put his food to the side before anybody else is served, then goddamn it, you better act like my grandpa or else you can go to hell. What heaven they
Hello?
say? Climb the close the
In
door and climb
gasoline
the tree or
draws.
whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. I'm
I
not
know
doing it.
that's right.
Like
I gotta.
you doing too. He does the bare minimum. The bare minimum. Like don't come at me. Don't come at me with peasant treatment and expect me to treat you like a king. And that's the problem. She has made more so her world when she in turn is not his. He could give a care less. Cause
Right.
you
Yeah.
ain't crossing the continent for a month without me. You'd have opened up that hotel room
Hello?
like,
And then tell me right before
hey,
you about to leave? Hell no.
that
Hell
ain't
no.
no
I
that
gotta
ain't going
highlight
that
this.
ain't getting on the plane and going to
I gotta highlight
California.
this comment from Ebony. Ebony, we speak the same language. She said, my mom too. She was a stay-at-home mom. I didn't do anything for myself until college. Then she says, I had to tell my roommate that I never cleaned a bathroom until college. It was my turn to clean our bathroom that we share with our suite mates. My mom did everything for us too. Ebony, you feel my pain. All right. Not to say, and this is not to say that me and Ebony are trifling. Okay. We know the concept, but it's just that's how I was. Like my roommate, I'd known her since we were freshmen in high school, and when we lived together in college, she was like, "Well, I already know Miss Renee did everything for you, so we're gonna have to get it together." And I said, "Okay," but now to this day, I'm the neat freak in the house. Well, my husband is a neat freak too. He's worse than me, but we are kindred spirits. I had to highlight that because I was like, "Woo, I'm not by myself." Mullah Mia says that part killed me when he said if something were to happen, he would be married within 2 weeks. Must have a woman somewhere that's too soon.
Come on,
Yeah,
Moolah Mia. Come on, Moolah Mia, baby,
yeah.
because we was thinking the
Listen,
same thing. I said,
absolutely.
oh, he already got her in waiting.
Yeah,
Teacher. You ain't
yeah. He
picked up
already
on
got
it.
somebody.
Not you would be grieving.
Absolutely,
Not
he
you
got a
would be
lady in waiting.
distraught. Not you will be grieving. You will be distraught. Your
Because you
first
need
thing that
somebody
come
to
out
do
your
stuff.
mouth is, I will be married in 2 weeks so somebody could do something for you. You can't
That's
wash your
crazy,
drawers. You can't take your
right?
care of yourself. It's DoorDash up out here. So you, girl, baby, I
I
see.
need to see Mama Scott and their daddy. I need to see the
Girl, you
dynamics
don't know
because
what she look like. I'ma
y'all
send
ruin
you her
these
picture
boys.
on. I'ma send you her picture on Instagram. I got a picture of her, girl.
Okay, yeah, I gotta see this
You know the
because
people be
these
sending me
people,
everything.
child, they be ruining these kids. I'm telling you. But let's get into the next scene. So in the next scene, Kimmy and Maurice, but that's great dialogue back and forth for them two because that whole charcuterie board scene was just a hot ass mess, and Marceau was full of crap. But in the next scene, this was the part that got me all in my feels and teary eyed. Kimmy and Marceau are in the car going to the doctor to get the two spots that she found biopsied and see if they are cancerous. Kimmy says that they should have the results back. Best case scenario the next day. Worst case by the end of the week. And Kimmy is nervous, but her and Marceau are Maurice are standing together to get through this. And Maurice says a prayer before they walk into the doctor's office to help cover Kimmy and help ease her mind. This whole situation with Kimmy is just, it's sad. Like, it's like cancer, you never know who it's going to pick. You never know who it's going to choose. You never know how we're getting it. I mean, in my opinion, I feel like it's in our food. I don't think it's anything we can avoid. Like it's going to happen to who is designated to happen to. But I just feel so sad for Kimmy. Like it's so unexpected. And I think that's how it is with a lot of people that tragic disease, gets to. But I really want to see Maurice really step up the plate because he has Kimmy literally doing everything. And this is kind of what we talked about earlier with the whole situation with Tisha. God forbid something like this happens where Tisha has to be more so catering to herself and her own health. Like now Kimmy has to because now she can't be doing everything for Monster. She can't be taking care of the house. She can't be your, closet secretary, Maurice, anymore because now she has to take care of herself. How are you going to step up to the plate? And do you think that, in your opinion, do you think that he's going to be able to show that caring aspect of himself to be there for her versus him expecting her to always be there for him.
Um, I think so. I think so. I
Mm-hmm.
think what we saw of him last week and this week, it kind of made me see him in a different light. Now, don't get me wrong, I still think he's trash. Like the rest of
Mm-hmm.
them, I think he's better at hiding how trashy he actually is. Like, I
Yes.
think he's probably worse than Marceau and Martell.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
think he's just not as open with it, and he's better with putting on the niceties in front
Yeah.
of, you know what I'm saying, in front of everybody and in front of the camera. But I don't get this much like, ooh, I hate to whenever I gotta say Martell name, it just does something to me. Much like Martell, and here's why I see the difference between all of them. Much like Martell, I believe Maurice actually not only loves his wife, but likes his wife. Like, you got
Oh
men who
yeah.
love the women they with,
100%.
but they still do
Mm-hmm.
trash. Versus
Oh
Marceau, I
yeah.
don't think he even like his wife. So I wouldn't be I
No.
wouldn't I don't see him, nothing he does gives me he's doing it for his wife. I think
Yeah.
Maurice, in turn, I think he really felt some way. It really to me looked like he was trying to fight back tears, because you got to be strong for the person that they're going to,
Mm.
because you don't want them to in turn feel like, dang, I'm bringing you down, I'm making you sad. And just like when Kimmy made the comment, I know this isn't what you signed up for, and he came right back at her like
Yeah.
the look on his
Mm-hmm.
face to me showed
Yeah.
he might be bullshit, but he does care about her on some level and
Right.
capacity. um because he was like, what you mean, you know what I'm saying? Not what I signed up for. Like, I'm gonna be here. What you talking about? Now, is she gonna get home cooked meals? She probably get Chick-fil-A DoorDash soup. And when they closed on Sunday, somebody else might do
Mm-hmm.
it. He might call somebody in to come clean the house versus him
Right.
actually getting up and do. I don't see him cooking like that. I don't see him cleaning like that.
No.
But I can see him outsourcing it to make it easier for her. And to look, I'm all for a DoorDash maid. Okay, I'm all for
I
it
know
when I
that's
don't
right.
feel like cooking. Door dashing. And even because I saw online last night, because I live tweet during the show, people were saying him
Mm-hmm.
joking about, oh, let's him saying about her getting back in the kitchen and cooking. I didn't take
Mm-hmm.
that as him being serious. I took it as, when she was like, oh, you got to take care of me for 24 hours. I took it as this was an intense moment. And I'm a
Yeah.
person like that. If it's something intense and somebody that I am close with that's going through something,
Yeah.
it's my natural reaction to make a joke and lighten the
Oh,
mood. And
100%.
and that's what I took
Mm-hmm.
it. I didn't take it as he was really about to go, oh, this over with, so go back and cook for me. But I do think
Right.
this scare will make him be a better husband
I do
if
too.
he really
Absolutely.
loves
I
his wife. And I
100%.
think he really loves his wife. So I think this will make him be better. Will he be the
I
best?
do too.
Nobody's the best. But I think this will bring them closer. And I can say, from personal, the same cancer Kimmy had, my best friend from the age of 4 had that. And she got diagnosed
Oh.
around this time last year. And that's actually how I started doing YouTube. Because every Sunday, this was our thing. We would watch the shows and Sunday was our day where we talk and we go back and forth. And it was
Oh
like, hey,
wow.
when she told me I have stage 3 breast cancer, I was like, wait, what?
Oh my God. Mm.
I didn't know, like, I literally was depressed for the longest. And I
Yeah.
ended up calling in on Jamie That's Me channel because I felt like, how can I call my friend on Sunday to talk about Portia Raggedy show when she got this
Yeah.
going on? And so I ended up doing a call in, and people was like, you should start a channel. And that's how I started it. So, and thank God my friends had her tatas removed. They removed all of the lymph nodes. I think she had like 37 lymph nodes that had to be
Oh.
removed. She's still getting radiation, but
Mm-hmm.
she's going into
Yeah.
a better path. So being the caregiver, being a person, you don't always know the right thing to say. And I literally
Right.
like text her. I asked her, was it okay if I call her husband, to check on her chemo
Mm-hmm.
days? Because I ain't just calling nobody husband. You just don't do that.
Right.
But
Yeah.
in calling him, I asked, hey, are you okay? He was like, I am absolutely not okay. I am absolutely not okay.
Mm.
But Imma be here for my queen, whatever she need, Imma be right here,
Absolutely.
I'm not going nowhere. So, a lot of the time we focus on a person with cancer, which we should, but that
Yeah.
caregiver also needs support system too, because that's hard. Like, I talked to her
Yeah.
over the phone, and it was hard for me to hear the weakness in her voice, and a lot of times she be talking and I'm just letting her go, and I'm trying to fix my voice so she can't hear I'm crying. So I can only
Yeah.
imagine what that was like for her husband being in the house with her and her girls, who are the oldest is 6. She has 6, 4, and
Yeah.
2. And at the time that baby was 1. So they need support too. So he's not only is she gonna need a support system, but he's gonna need a support system and a good one. I just hope Kimmy's family is not trash and can be their support system, because his family trash. And I don't see
Absolutely.
Marceau giving him the right advice and being there for him, because Marceau feel like Kimmy need to clean up with the chemo treatment machine on her. That's just what he give me. I don't
Yeah.
think they're gonna be the right support. But
I
I
don't think
think
so
I,
either.
I
And I
think
think
he's
and
gonna
something
be there for
strikes
her
me
though.
that Tisha, you think Tisha will? I think Tisha, I think Tisha, from what I saw in that, I definitely agree. I think Maurice will definitely be there for her. And I think that this is definitely going to elevate his ability to see the error of his ways in certain things. I mean, and I agree. I do think he is the worst of the three, because anybody that can go to a brothel, you got some things kept up in your mind that you wanted out, and you
But
you
what I
take it out in the
I think
craziest ways. But
I think this is going to make him have a different level of respect for her and what she
oh
do.
yeah.
See, most men, until they have to do it all themselves, get the kids here, there,
Hmm.
everywhere, and you realize that schedule that you driving them and picking them up, and that's just the school practices. But then when their friends have this, they want to go here, they want to go to their friends coming over to the house. You gotta have the snacks for this and this. You don't
Oh, it's a
realize how
lot.
much
Hmm.
it is to run that household until you have to fully do it by yourself. Her not being able to pick up, her not being able to help you do it through, I think it's gonna show him she is doing a whole lot more around here than what he
Oh yeah,
needs.
he's gonna have a
Like he
whole
because
newfound respect for the things
he
she
gives
does.
me he gives me trash, but he gives me old school trash, like we was talking about, like the men who they had their family across town, but they family at home was taken care of, and so he's gonna pay attention more now to what happens at his household. Like he's still gonna do his shit, he's still gonna do
Oh
it,
yeah,
but I
a
think
hundred
he's
percent.
he's gonna have a little bit more respect for her. As far as
Yeah,
what you was asking me about Tisha, I can't see Tisha being there and not somehow making it about Tisha.
making it about herself. You are right there. I'm right there with you, because I feel like it's just something selfish, extremely selfish about her that I see. And even in that scene where at the end that we're going to talk about, where Macy and the period party or whatever, and when they came to tell her or whatever the case may be, and I just see all the strength in Kimmy, because even though she's going through something, she still presented a gift for little Macy. And I feel like Tisha just kind of like got so emotional and just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Like, oh my gosh, you tell it, I can't believe it. And what can we do? And I just feel her now being able to now be like, well, why you didn't tell us sooner that you were getting tested? Like, I could see her just coming out with some bullshit like that, just making it a problem. And this woman is already going through enough. It seems like she told you the same day, so that she found out. Now it'll be a problem because she didn't tell her that she thought she had it. It's
Um,
I don't know.
I I think that scene was a redone scene. Me personally,
Yeah.
I didn't get genuine emotion from Tisha. I got she was putting it on for the
Mm,
cameras, and the reason why I say that is
yeah.
because remember Kimmy said she had this thought that she wasn't gonna do this no more. She was gonna deal with what she was going, and then
Mm-hmm.
she decided to come back. So I think because when we even when we saw her and Maurice, they were driving to the
Mm-hmm.
place, but you never saw her get out the car and walk in. And normally, when somebody's going to have,
Mm.
this was post COVID. Well, we're still dealing with COVID, but this wasn't done at the time where you still couldn't go in the hospitals and things like that. Like they could have been outside and showed her and Maurice walking in. So I think it had
That's true.
already happened. They were
Mm-hmm.
just
Just
filming, so
filming it.
we just filming it. So that's what I got from that emotion. But I wouldn't have went to a period party to go tell her.
No.
I didn't personally care for it, and I just feel like of all the people, and granted, her family's not on TV. But I 100% firmly believe Kimmy meant what she said when because she said it with her
Mm-hmm.
chest. When she said if her and Tisha wasn't sister-in-laws, she
She wouldn't
wouldn't
be her
fool with
friend.
her.
They wouldn't know each other.
And
Yeah,
she did an
absolutely not.
interview and she said all of the Scotts were mad with her for making that statement. So once again, Tisha has been put into a place where you gotta kiss her ass. So it's like, let me
Yeah,
go
no.
tell her so I can get back in the good graces. And that's what I think Kimmy did this whole season. I think Maurice came to her because the family had a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? About her not drinking the Tisha Kool-Aid and being honest. Yeah, we did have conversations and blah, blah, blah. And
Child.
so she had to reel it back in to be good with her husband. But I
But
firmly
I don't even
believe
see the point of that. Like Tisha is just, why am I trying to be butt buddies with this idiot? You know what I mean? And I feel like Kimmy's person, I can see where that could be the case, like, just to kind of get along, to be along for the show. But I feel like with Kimmy's personality, and then with Kimmy being older than Tisha, she probably is just like, girl, fuck you. Like, I don't have to kiss your
because
ass, and I don't give
look
a
at the
damn
whole
what
Tisha
nobody
did a I
thinks.
mean not Tisha, Kimmy did a whole 180 this season after just making that statement.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then I don't know if you know Prosperity Thick Girl, but I was on her
Oh,
channel one
yeah.
night.
Absolutely.
I was on her channel
Mm-hmm.
one night and she did an interview with Kiki. And then she dropped the link and
Mm-hmm.
let some of us come up and ask questions of Kiki. And I asked Kiki, why does everybody kiss Tisha's behind? Like I just had to I mean, I ain't say it like that. I was very professional. But I just
Yeah.
had to ask
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to know why. And she said,
Right.
because
Mm-hmm.
Tisha will put on the whiny, the poor is me. And so everybody around her is basically like they give into her so they don't have to deal with that.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't deal with it, and I
Girl,
wouldn't give in.
I would tell my husband, baby, the way I cook around here every day, I can cook for holiday to hell with you, your family, your brother, and Tisha. I ain't gotta
Exactly.
well,
The
I'm
fuck?
married to you. I ain't gotta come around.
Yeah.
I cook dinner at my house, even well, I go home for the holidays to New Orleans. But
Mhm.
when I lived in New Orleans, I still cook dinner at my house to have at my own house for me and my children.
Yeah.
Dinner be here when you get home. You can go by your people. I'm going by my
Exactly.
people. It's that simple
Right.
for me.
Tisha gives me a very spoiled energy. And I think Kimmy has said that before. She was like, Kimmy is Tisha is spoiled. And I'm not gonna be giving into that. And I can't wait to see the dynamic of Kimmy's family on the show.
But
Especially her family is from Baltimore and they a whole nother breed. So
I
to see
think
them come down to Alabama, mm,
I think that's gonna
yeah,
two totally different worlds.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think the problem is Tisha's gotten used to that.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me even though Wanda had other children, it gives me whenever Tisha cried, they had to give her way. That's where it started at. Whenever Tisha did this,
Yeah.
it had to do this. It started the Karen treatment. It started from her mom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It started from her
A
mom.
hundred percent.
That like I wouldn't be surprised if next season Kim Tisha come back and say she have a foot growing out her stomach or something, just because she always has to one up the next, the
Yes.
next woman. Even when it came down to the conversation at Stormy's, when they was toasting to peace and positivity, and she want to throw in there because Mel there and love. You don't even have love. Like the fact of the matter that
No.
you're competing with this lady, and the fact that you're still doting on that you're still married and she not, when both of y'all was in trash marriages, is crazy to me.
Exactly.
Because her husband
Insane.
cheat in public and your husband cheat in private. Her husband disrespect her ex-husband now. Disrespect her on the internet just like yours do. Only difference is he do it in post and yours do it with you sitting directly next to you. So you feel like because your disrespect is not in a post, but on a live sitting right next to him, that it's better? No. Both of y'all was in trash marriages with men who don't appreciate y'all.
Period.
So it's no
Period.
competition.
Mm-mm. Absolutely not. And I think you hit the nail on the head. I think Tisha is just delusional, period. And people have soiled that throughout her life. Like they have, basically watered that soil all of her life. And everybody, she's thrown tantrums and people give in. Like she did it in childhood and she's definitely doing it as an adult. And we can see that she expects everybody to give in to her behavior the way that her family does. And the minute that somebody rejects that foolishness, she doesn't understand that. And she goes
Even
into herself, like the whole situation with Mel. She doesn't understand why Mel is now rejecting her and doesn't want to be her friend. She's like, oh, you're not going to put up with my crap? I'm used to everybody putting up with it. Who do you think
it's
you are?
it's crazy to me because she's delusional, just like a lot of these fans about the
Mm-hmm.
show and what we're watching are delusional. Like I say all the time, I'm team nobody. I will drag them all when I see fit.
Yeah.
I will drag them all. And
Right.
right now, I am so sick of them between social media and the show. They don't give us a break. They don't give us a chance to miss them. And everything plays out on social
Yes.
media. So by the time it hit the show, we're bored. We're over it.
Right.
Right
Because we
now,
already
I'm
know.
Right now, I'm team. Give me the reunion and go the hell away. I don't want to see y'all on social media. I don't want to see y'all on nothing until like let me be like,
Let
yes,
me miss
Love and
y'all.
Marriage Huntsville is coming back. Right
Yeah.
now, I don't miss it. But even with the situation, like somebody had posted a clip on when they were telling Mel she was bougie and this, that, and third. And I'm like, well, why is she bougie for wanting to go to gala? I am like so not the a bougie type, but baby, you give me the chance to put on a nice gown and go
Yeah.
somewhere, I'm going. But it's the adults being needy for me. Yes, I'm
Yes.
team new cast too because I'm sick of all of them. But everybody want to start with Mel at the table laughing, turning her head and laughing when Tisha said, well, I never had to deal with cheating and infidelity. So everybody want to start with it there, and even Tisha want to start with it there. But let's back up to the limo ride. If y'all was doing this to help y'all friends who was going over infidelity,
Hello.
and this is their anniversary, why are we bringing up said
Why are
infidelity?
we bringing that up?
And why
Thank
you
you.
smirking about it? And why you smirking about it? You was very much being mean girl because Mel was able to do what you wasn't do, which was work outside the house. She was a breadwinner. She's still making money. She was doing everything she wanted to do. And the
Mm-hmm.
one thing that you had over her, because you have been ingrained with the spirit of competition with women,
Hello.
that you needed to be better. And so the fact that I never dealt with infidelity. That was a slap.
The
That was
lie.
a slug. Just
I'm
like when
here.
you
I'm
wore
gonna
the
go plug
team
up my
white
charger.
shirt, just like when you wore the team white shirt as an insult to her and you end up making her money. You know what I'm saying? It never lands because you slow.
Very much. Very much.
On top of that, y'all they want to say, "Oh, well, you went back and had another baby for him." That lady was working on her marriage with her husband, number 1. Number 2, all y'all knew she was cheating. Like, it's one thing if I know my husband cheating, but girl, you knew he was cheating and you knew about the matching BMWs and you're supposed to be my friend and you didn't say nothing to me, even if you got that from pillow talking with your husband. You were supposed to throw it down real cute, real slick, like we do with our girls. You know, when you date
Yeah.
somebody and your girl dating a dude and you know he trash because your man done came and told you, you supposed to, when he come tell you, you supposed to say, girl, now listen. You know me and B was talking, girl, but you ain't heard it from me. Or you,
Right.
if you don't want to say it like that, you go pull her in a car and go pull her around. You know what I'm saying? Girl, you see that
Exactly.
BMW? You know who that's for, huh?
child. And my thing, and
But
I
you
would
can't.
never.
I can't sit in your face, and I think that's what a lot of people don't watch. This is a reality show, but they don't watch it through real eyes of reality. Realizing reality. If you was to call yourself my friend and you knew my man was cheating on me, and you
You
ain't
wouldn't
say
be my
nothing to
friend.
me, I can't fool with you like that no
No.
more. I'm not
You wouldn't
fooling
be
with
my
you.
friend.
I'm a long handle spoon you. I swear for God, you
Yeah,
girl.
because
We
how
don't
am
need a
I
breakup
supposed to be
text
around
message.
you? How am I supposed to be around you once I find out that you knew all this time? And then what if the tables were turned? If I knew, now you know good and damn well, if Mel, well, I think Mel does know
Listen,
who
when
she's
you
cheating
know
on, who he cheating on
you
with.
know when
But
Mel
Mel
and
ain't gonna say
Martell
nothing at
divorced,
this
Mel
point.
had that PI.
Oh yeah,
Mel got all
absolutely.
the deets. Just like she, do you know why she keep asking Mel for receipts? Because Mel said several times she dropped the girl name while they
Mm-hmm.
was filming, and that girl told Carl on and Carlos King and said, "If y'all say my name, I'ma sue y'all." So that's why she keep
Ooh.
asking for receipts, because
Mm-hmm.
she know she know Mel, they can't play that girl name. That girl done threatened to sue them. That girl don't want her name nowhere on their show. So she keep
See,
asking for receipts, and she making it seem like Mel don't have receipts and Mel can't prove it, when Mel has absolutely said this lady
let
name
me tell you
several
something.
times.
I knew Mel had a private eye when we saw how everything got dissolved. There's no way that their marriage dissolved so easily where he didn't have any say so with any of her businesses and she was able to have the main control over everything that happened as far as their finances. There's a reason why, because he cheated and she was able to prove it.
Prove it.
Okay. So that, and they don't play that in the state of Alabama, that infidelity stuff, because I think they're, quote me if I'm wrong, I think they're similar to Georgia, kind of like that stuff with Fantasia where they were going to make her pay alimony to the ex-wife because she
Mm-hmm.
cheated with her husband allegedly. So they don't play that mess in Alabama. So that's why Martell ended up him leaving with just him and his loafers. Okay? Because Mel ain't dumb. And that's the thing. Tisha is jealous because if she leaves Marceau, she gonna be just as broke as him, if not broker. And he
But
probably
she,
doing some stuff behind her back to
but
make
she
sure that
crazy
he
because
stays wealthy.
let me tell you something. She crazy because ain't no way my name will be on everything, and I don't know what's going
Hell
on with
no.
it. Ain't no way. But I just want them like Tisha. I don't know if you remember when they did the social media edition, and then Marceau got so upset they left out the Scots. Tisha got this going on, and Tisha got a journal, and Tisha got this, and Tisha got that. Why we don't see it on the show? Why at
Mm-hmm.
Destiny's Madonna grand reclosing was it the first time in 34 episodes that we did not need a season that long, in 34 episodes that we found out that the children had a nail polish line? All we get is how Mel is destroying your life, destroying your marriage, and all meanwhile
Exactly.
all y'all got is Black. And somebody looked it up. Y'all didn't even as of August, y'all hadn't renewed the trademark for Black. Okay, y'all got
Wow.
chocolate in a bottle that y'all saying is yours that really comes out of a foreign company, and you're really a distributor of it, which ain't nothing wrong with it, but you're claiming it as if y'all went together and made it, and you didn't. But
They
you're
don't.
good. But outside of Black and that in scope, right? What else do y'all have going on? Where else is your brand growing? And all we hear about Scope is lawsuits.
Exactly.
Y'all just
Mm-hmm.
lost a lawsuit for what, it was, 100 and something $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. So I'm gonna need y'all to stop looking at what what is Mel doing, because at the end of the day, y'all still want to talk about what Mel doing. Meanwhile, Mel done got this
She over here
clothing
making
line
money.
with
She
J
making money.
Bolin, and I done saw a few pieces I want to order, girl. Went to order and
Oh,
it
I
was
did
out of
order
stock. I
stuff.
was mad, girl. Them green pants and that white dress,
Uh-huh.
definitely want them. I'm on the waiting list. She done walked in New York Fashion Week. She in shows. She doing everything. She's elevating herself.
Yep.
Meanwhile, y'all still got the same stuff, and y'all say y'all have more stuff, but we're not seeing it.
girl,
Destiny,
when
Destiny, for instance, Destiny, had a struggling business. You was newly divorced. You was a single mama. Man, do you know how many people she could have inspired if she would have just told her story
exactly.
at like that sit down with her and Mel. I know we got to get there, but I
Yep.
don't give a damn about it. I don't care why they no longer friends no more. I
I
don't
don't either.
care.
Nope. And you know what? That's a good segue into it because I really wanted to give a twist to that conversation because I think that all of that was just a bunch of minutia. Like I feel like so Mel showed support by coming to Destiny's photo shoot, right? With that I'm like, first of all, what are you taking pictures of because your store is closed? Why are you getting any photos done? You need to be out here
For her
hustling
10, huh?
to figure out. Oh, that was for her album. Okay, for her song. Okay, for on 10, great. But you're spending money hoping to get money for some of these things that you're doing. And it just doesn't seem like Destiny is making good financially sound decisions. And so with her and Mel sitting down and having a conversation, Destiny continued to try to rehash all of the old conversations like you know I feel like it was a divorce between my husband and me and then my good friend and this and then that and the third. And Mel basically throughout that conversation was like, you know what? I don't want to revisit the negativity. At this point, I'm okay with having respect for one another, being able to say hi and bye when we see each other without having any animosity and moving on from there. So she basically politely told her, I'm okay with not being your friend anymore because I don't want to deal with your nasty ass attitude and your bullshit. Because you're trying to give it to me right now too by trying to re up these arguments and bringing it full circle for me. I feel like Destiny is sad that she lost that friendship, and I think that she's now seeing it that it wasn't what she thought it was going to be, trying to switch over to she tried to create drama for the show so that she could secure her spot there, and in the process lost her friend by going and talking shit about her to Tisha. And you thought that it was the grass was going to be greener on the other side, but Tisha ain't giving you checks to pay your electric bill. Tisha ain't going to build them salon suites for you for free. Tisha is not going to do anything to financially impact you in no shape, form, or fashion. But with Mel, if she had remained friends with Mel, maybe Stormy would have distributed her products through her store. Mel could have introduced her to important players in the business to help her to grow her business. So now Destiny is seeing I picked the wrong side by going back and telling Martell Mel's business and playing between the two of them. And I think that also Mel was a part of it too, because I think that Mel was being extra sensitive and petty where it comes to Destiny. I do think that Destiny did do some shit to her, telling her business, but I do think that Mel probably could have handled some of that stuff a little differently by giving better communication with her. But I do see that Destiny is very needy. And I'm not one of those friends that I want to talk to you on the phone every day and all this, that, and the third. I think it all boils down to Destiny needed Mel more than Mel needed her. Mel just wanted a friend. Destiny wanted a everything in Mel. And that's just too much to ask out of your friend. And it ultimately weighed Mel down. And Mel got tired of Destiny and her nasty attitude. And she didn't want that negative energy around her anymore. So she decided to discontinue the friendship. And I think that's okay too. What's your thoughts?
I think they both full of shit. I'm just gonna be honest. I think they both full of shit. Here, here's what I think Mel is full of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mel, because I even tweeted when she was like that lady, whatever lady she was supposed to be doing business with, that she met through Mel, right?
Uh-huh.
And she was like, the lady was like, "What is going on between you and Mel? Y'all need to fix it. Things gonna be on hold sudden." And Mel was like, "Well, let's move past it." And I'm like, "Nah, Mel, I need you to address it. Did you put the hole? Or this is
Yeah.
why people don't like you. This is why people say you throw rocks and hide your hand."
Mm-hmm.
Even though I saw the lady do a live where she say no, it did not have anything to do with Mel. She didn't like the way Destiny was moving. She's already a millionaire. There's
Yeah.
nothing that Mel can do for her. And doing business with Destiny wasn't going to do nothing to elevate her business, but it could bring her business
Right.
down.
Right.
So while I did see that interview, I'm like, girl, go ahead and address it.
Yeah.
Don't have a conversation for me and then don't you know what I'm saying? Don't
Mm-hmm.
address it or whatever. Oh, she answered that question at the cafe. Okay, I missed it at the cafe because I was over them. But that was, that was it. I think they both played a part. I think Mel, if you heard Destiny saying whatever, you should have said it or whatever. But here was the breakdown for me why I
Mm-hmm.
put more on Destiny with this, because at the end of the day, if me and my friend having an exchange, right? Let's say me and you
Mm-hmm.
cool,
Yeah.
and let's say we got Tisha
Mm-hmm.
and Carlos King, we on a reunion, and you asking me about my friendship with you, right?
Yeah.
And Tisha go to chime in. If I rock with you like I rock with you, I'm gonna tell Tisha this don't have nothing to
This
do
don't
with
have
you.
nothing to do with you. Right.
This
Right.
not your place. This don't have nothing to do with you. He
Mm-hmm.
asking me. And
Yeah.
I will tell Carlos, well, listen, I'm used to talking to her every day. We went from not talking at all to, from talking all the time to not talking at all. So Mel, what's up? I'm gonna ask you, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Shay, what's up? We went from talking every day. Now you texting me back 3, 4 days after I text you, a week, 2 weeks later after I text you. So what's up? Did I
Right.
do something or you feeling some type of way? That's number one. Number two, Destiny, you took it the wrong way because in the text message receipts that Mel provided to you that you didn't say were doctored, you
Boom.
text her and say, hey, I know you need to break up from the world. This is what you do after taping, just checking on you. To which Mel responded. So if you know that's what she do, why would you sit up here reunion
Why
time
would you do
and
that
run
in a
that
reunion?
foolishness with
Right.
Tisha? Then you try to say, "Oh, Tisha, so you heard me and Tisha talking about you. See, she let us slip show. So you heard me and Tisha talking about you, but you ain't hear my auntie talking about you the night before. Why was your auntie talking about this lady? So you was
Exactly.
running your mouth about this lady to people, and then you don't get to drag me and say how I'm not a good friend to you. And then when I turn around, like she missed everything Mel said when she said, the only thing she hopped on was the money. Mel talked about how she was at a dress fitting and left the dress fitting, and her mama was sitting out in the car while she came lay with you and cry. Now that's selfish as fuck. I know you
Mm-hmm.
going through a divorce, but you was married this long with one baby. This lady was married to Martell for how long? How many
Yeah.
years? How many babies? How many businesses? And she was empty, and you still expected her to come pour from you. An empty glass trying to pour in an empty glass leaves you with nothing.
Yeah.
I'm at my bare minimum, at my lowest, and you still want me to be here for you, girl? Girl, I couldn't deal with her. I couldn't deal
Yeah.
with her. And then everything you do now is a hate mail train. You got on the internet and talk about Mel didn't bring you on the show. You know what I'm
Martell
saying?
did. He's the
Martell
nucleus
did.
of everybody.
Martell is the glue. Everybody was Martell friends. You know what? Y'all right. Everybody was Martell friends. Y'all were never her friends. So why do y'all don't understand why she don't fool with y'all no more? I think Mel is over it.
Oh yeah.
She seemed very like checked out this season, and I
Mm-hmm.
think the rumor has it that she's waiting for them to get in syndication, which at 100 episodes you can get in syndication, and then she's
Mm-hmm.
gonna make her exit because she's gonna get her money regardless. But I think they
Yeah.
don't serve Mel's purpose no more. And
Mm-hmm.
honestly, I'm not saying Mel should walk away from what she created because of them, but I feel like Mel, go ahead and go in with peace, because they're gonna only try to. The more you elevate, the more they're gonna try to drag you down on this show. And I feel like, girl, go ahead and let them get your syndication check as an
Mm-hmm.
EP and work from behind the scenes like Lion Shawnee O'Neal.
Oh, child. And she married to the preacher, child. That's a whole nother thing right
Oh,
there,
girl, I can't wait today.
sis.
I used to go to that church. I
Oh, for
want my
real?
I want my tithes back.
I don't want my ties back,
I
sis.
want my tithes back. The Lord don't say you
Oh,
somebody else's husband. The Lord don't tell you befriend somebody and then tell you, oh, but you his wife while he have a wife.
child.
No, God.
Mm. Lord have mercy. Well, I hope it's all worth it for him,
Well, baby,
child.
I'm
But
telling you, I know a whole bunch of people, and I know somebody with video footage that say they can't wait for the show to come out.
ooh,
It was a whole
I,
thing. It was a
I
whole
can't
thing.
wait. I can't wait to see it. But yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Like being Melody with those situations. I try to be sort of. I'm a team Mel type of person, but I try to see both sides with some of the things with Destiny. But Destiny overall, I would not be her friend. She's a very negative Nancy. She has a nasty attitude. And I don't know what her issue is with Mel, where she thinks that she should be able to. I don't know if she just feel like she should be able to say and do whatever she want to people, and people supposed to just still kiss her ass in the
People
process. But
people
that's
have to
not how it
realize
goes.
it's consequences.
Hmm.
Okay, when you sat up there and you agree with Tisha, bam, that was the
Hmm.
separation right there
Oh
between
yeah,
you and Mel. You did that. Then after that, she went and heard you further talking about her. Well, listen,
yeah.
I'm the type of person. I have a friend. I have a friend. We had a mutual friend.
Hmm.
I no longer fool with said mutual friend. I don't care what y'all talk about. I don't care what y'all do. Don't discuss me. Don't discuss my
Hmm.
children. The minute I find out you discussing me or my children with this person, you are dead to me. That's
Hmm.
it. That's all. You can be friends with whoever you want to be friends with. Destiny wasn't stupid. She knew who Tisha exactly was to Mel. She knew what that
Hmm.
was. So if Mel is your bestie for resty, you crying for a village, which I was so confused when this cousin popped up out of nowhere because where was she when you was looking for a village?
First of all, and Demi was there at the grand reopening, and even at the peace situation, Demi was on Mel's side. And Mel and Stormy, because she was like, well, you were literally kind of on 10 before they even got there, like just anticipating them coming.
But
Like as soon as they got there, I don't think you could see anything because you were already angry.
let's be clear. She knew they were coming.
Yeah, she
She
did.
knew they were coming. That was an all cast day.
Yep.
That was an all cast day. And
Yep.
Mel showed up to get her check.
Period.
Period. She
Period.
showed up to get her check. So you can't say that all cast can't come to your event. What she referred to when she referred to, I should have put you out like you had Tisha put out. Mel was having a private event. It wasn't an all cast event. That's two
Yeah.
different things.
Let's talk
You
about that.
invited people off the street, and that was the most traction Madonna ever had. And ma'am, let's not act like you were selling the top of the line hair because everybody know bundles is behind the counter, not pack hair. I ain't
No.
saw not one bundle. I saw pack hair behind the counter. That's number one. Number two, your shelves was only about a quarter of the way filled. So you want to
Right.
talk about Mel being shady? Production was being shady, shooting your shelves from the side angle to let us know that they wasn't full.
And she didn't have no price tags on the shelf. How do I know how much it cost? And then third of all, you keep on bringing up Tisha. Why do you give a fuck about what I did when it came to Tisha? That don't have nothing to do with you. You weren't even on the show
You
when that
trying to prove?
happened. So
You
why are
trying to
you always
prove?
in that? And
Cause she's
Tisha
trying to
don't
prove
ride
her
for
lawyer.
you.
She trying to
Yeah.
prove her loyalty to Tisha, but at the same
But
thing,
for
but
what?
the
For
difference
why?
is this: her and Tisha are one and the same. They both like to play
Needy.
victim. The only
Hmm.
difference is Tisha actually has a fan base that likes her. You
Right.
don't have people that like you on either
No.
the people who are Team Mel or Team Tisha. They don't really fool with you like that. Nobody from either team is seeing it for you.
Hmm.
So when you and Tisha fall out because y'all friendship is growing over y'all dislike from somebody else, not because y'all truly want to be
Right.
friends. That's number one. Number two, when y'all fall out, baby, it's gonna be who can out victim the other. The only thing is Tisha's gonna win in a court of public opinion because people like her. Don't nobody like you.
No, they don't. And they
Don't
have no
nobody like
reason
you.
to like
And that's
her.
facts because you give nobody nothing to like. Like you on the internet crying, I want people to support me like they support Mel. Girl, why did you just say I want people to support me? But you
Right.
don't give us nothing to support. I would have loved to see Destiny. Maybe her and LeBarrick have it where Law can't be on the camera. I don't know. But I would love to see her in scenes talking, stocking her shelves in her store. Like,
Yes.
girl, I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Cause real life, I don't know how I'm gonna pay this mortgage plus pay my house. I gotta get the house refinanced by a certain date or I'm gonna
Hmm.
lose my house. I would have loved to. That's real life situations because the majority of the people in the world can't relate to these people riding around in custom gold G
Hell
wagons,
no.
millions of dollars, big homes. Right now, I live in a nice 4-bedroom home. My house don't look nothing like theirs. You know
But
what I'm
she
saying?
would have been our connection.
I drive a
You know what I
regular
mean?
regular car. She
Yeah.
could have spoke to the people who are like me. Now, granted, I
Yeah.
ain't starting no beauty store. I'm starting a YouTube channel, and it's hard. Like I done had
Mhm.
COVID, and it's taken me a while to bounce back because of all of the complications I'm having from it. And I get to the point where I just don't want to do nothing. I don't feel like doing nothing, and I know I gotta keep going, but I just don't feel like it. You know what I'm saying? It gets hard to
Mhm.
get. Like, that could have inspired me to see you keep going. I would have loved to see that.
Yeah,
His
a
mama's
hundred
trying to
percent.
start cookie businesses, bread making businesses, whatever. You but
Yeah,
here every time we see you, you talking about Mel, then you talking about it over crab legs. Girl, talk about it over the studio session. Not that I
right,
feel like you can sing, but if you
child.
wanted to be on 10, you should have been on 10 about your business.
She need to be on 10 about getting her shit together. That's what she needs to be on 10 about. And you hit the nail on the head. I think that Destiny wants a pity party. She doesn't want to uplift herself or do the work. That's her problem. She doesn't want to do any work. Destiny's whole situation was built around her getting what she can get out of everybody else. She married LeBaric because she knew he had money and she wanted to get what she can get out of him. He's a business person, so he will help her build her business and do what she needs to do to get this business started. He got this home for her. She thought she was going to live this lavish lifestyle and be able to talk to him like she crazy and treat him like shit, and he was going to just deal with it. But LeBaric wasn't. He was like, oh, what I'm not about to do is be putting up with your shit
And his
and playing
mama
all the
saw through
biz.
her.
I'm gonna get out of this. And his mama saw through her bullshit, absolutely. And it wasn't that he chose his mother over her, which is the story that she's trying to sell everybody. No, his mama ain't raised no fool. So he left her because he's like, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to fuck me over. And I'm not about to let a woman tear down everything that I've built for myself. And Melody coming into Destiny's life to help her, Melody probably saw through all the holes in Destiny's personality and her bullshit once she got closer to her. Destiny, the bottom line is Destiny is lazy. Destiny could have, like you said, been in that store showing us, here's what I'm trying to do to get my business together. I would have had each and every one of them cast members promise to come to my store once a week so that I could get more people in there. So that everybody around Huntsville would be like, if y'all want to meet somebody from the cast, they always be in Destiny's store buying products. Or I would have been at events with Stormy, even if Stormy built up myself up to get to the point where Stormy would put her products in my store and other products. You got
But isn't
Miel
Stormy
Organics.
Place like
All,
3? Isn't Stormy Place like 3 blocks down from her? So
right.
so why would I take away from people who could come right to my store? You 3 blocks away. That's number one. Number two, you were looking for a sponsorship, which means you wanted
Oh yeah.
Stormy to give you products.
Yes.
Why would I give you products when you ain't
When
never
I'm
open?
making big bucks. I have CVS, Walmart, Target, Walgreens. I have all these big name people with my products. So I just bought some hair oil, Canvas Beauty hair oil, just the other day from Target. Like, why am I pressing to get my products in your store that nobody comes in
And
because you
you
have a shitty attitude and you have no bedside manner with your customers?
and you feel
And why
like
would I come
I'm
and
not
buy
supporting
anything
black
from you?
business. You feel like I'm not supporting black business because I don't give you my products. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't care how
Anybody
many
gonna give you shit?
I don't care how many acres Storm is sitting on. It's
No.
beautiful home, and I'm not being
Mhm.
shady. I don't care about her gold G wagon. I don't care about none of that. At the end of the day, it is her business and her
Mhm.
products, and she worked to build that business. And for you to feel like you that she just have to give you products,
She
that
don't
would
have
have
to
been
give
a
you shit
waste. That would have been a waste. She would have gave you products and stock your store for them to sit on your shelves and expire.
and collect dust, and that's exactly what Stormy is paying her in dust. Cause she don't Destiny, she doesn't get it. Her stank attitude and the way that she's handling things. There are so many other brands that probably would have come to support her if
Thank you.
she had have changed her mindset on the show. Like Miel Organics. I think that she lives in Georgia. She just bought a whole estate. I saw her buying on Ladies Who List. I think she bought a house on there when that was happening in Atlanta. All these big named black owned hair care products. Aunt Jessie's product, Jackie's products, all these different products that she could have collaborated
But
with.
you in the reality TV world. You could
Yeah.
have collaborated with Portia and had Portia come down there
Portia,
to
come and
to
get your
sell
hair.
her Delilah
Right.
wigs. Okay,
Right.
you could have had tried to reach out to Kenya Moore people and had Kenya
Yep.
Moore hair care. It did not
Exactly.
start and stop with Stormy.
Right. Right.
And you and Iverson Moni
Mm-hmm.
Moni I'm not. Don't, baby, don't hold it against me if I said your name
Hmm.
wrong. She is absolutely correct. Destiny Stormy did explain that she had to
Yeah.
submit a request.
She
You
don't
didn't
want
want
to
to
do
do that.
work.
You didn't want to do the work, and because you know what, she want a lot of them on this show, Martell included. What I've come to realize about them is they have want to be a boss, but they have workers' minds.
Hmm.
Like at the end of the day, yes, you are now on the cast with Stormy, but that is still her business, and she is she has to do things a certain way, the way her business
Yes.
runs, so she's not in trouble with the IRS and none of that. So therefore, baby, I'm not about to risk jail time, my business looking shady, or none of that. If this is the process of my business, this is the process of my business. Period.
Right. And it's not, and you know what, black people got to stop this whole hook 'em up personality. This is not how it works in the real world with business. Like, just because you know me and you can sit down at a dinner table with me doesn't mean that now I can just bring you 2 boxes of moisturizer so you can put it on your shelf. That's not, I've built my business in a certain organized manner where you have to go through the proper channels to get this shit done. Actually, you can't even be asking me for products right now because I'm the head honcho and I got other people that I pay to handle this for me for a reason. My bad, my mic falling down. So my whole thing is Destiny doesn't want to work. She's lazy. She doesn't want to do what it takes to get the work done. And I would have had, like you said, everybody under the sun in somebody's calling me. I thought I put do not disturb on. But I would have had everybody and their mama in my store. I would have utilized all my resources. I would have been going on other shows. I would have been attending events, doing speaking events, trying to network with people to build my business. That's what I would have been doing. Destiny could have been doing
Listen,
acting roles like Mel is
let me
doing.
let me let me
It's
tell you
so
something.
much.
Let me tell you something. She talk about that struggling. First of all, the people done looked it up. So she most definitely did get a PPP loan.
Wow.
Nah, wow. People wasn't going to the hairdresser, the quote unquote supposed to be during quarantine and lockdown and things like that. Let me tell you what she could have did. If DoorDash can have Dollar General on there, Madani would have been on there. Because guess what? You wouldn't have needed to put Law in no daycare, okay?
Exactly.
Because it would have just been you and Law down to the store, and he would have
Mm-hmm.
had a playpen and would have been in that playpen while I'm packing up orders for the DoorDash people to come handle it. Madani
Hello?
would have had an online website where you could have
Right.
came.
Mm-hmm.
She could have went to GoDaddy and
Yeah.
got an online website, and they went in and submitted her orders. Check her orders every day. Bam. Get Law together in the morning, make his little bottles or whatever, or
Mm-hmm.
put his bottled water and put some, have his formula, however she was doing it. Down to the Madonna. Have a microwave. $20. You could have took $20 out your PPP loan.
Yep.
Put a microwave in there, warm your baby lunch if he was at the Gerber stage or whatever you was doing. Have him some play toys. Girl, put you a little TV in there. You could have took another little $200 when they would have asked you what it was for. Once it was time for the store to open, bam, you put the flat screen on the wall that you had for little Law to watch whatever he had going on, and then you run Madonna commercials. Put your hair on there, hair specials. It's a expendable business expense. You feel me?
Exactly.
And then you could have been bam, the DoorDash, the Uber, all of these places. Like you can pretty much order anything from anyone that I'd have registered on every app. I'd have been pushing Madani.
Yep.
You you at home? I'd have been down there. Ooh, you at home and your hair busted. Cling. One order from Madani, and we're right there with you. We're on DoorDash, Uber, da 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 da,
Yeah,
whatever.
I'll
And
deliver it
then
to you myself. What
then
you
if you
got?
would have
What you
been
want?
transparent about who
Mm-hmm.
you are and what you was going through, you would have had fan support, and they would have ordered off your website just because it's you.
Just
See, you
because we
think
see you putting the
you
work
think
in.
you
Yep.
have what the other housewives have going on, where people been waiting 15, 20 years for she ain't shit, and yet they went ahead and ordered it. The same clothes they could get off of Sheen for
Yep.
20, $30, they went ahead and ordered it. Why? Because Sheree have a presence. Whether you like her, whether you don't like her, she give you enough about her little tragic life that she can't pay for nothing, but she want to live this grand
Yep.
lifestyle. We had the whole Bob and this, that, and the third. Portia slinging them sheets around there after she done went in that lady house
Yep.
and swim in her pool and walked out with her husband and her Hennessy. But people
Child.
buying it because Portia have a presence. You didn't make yourself a presence like that to where people will support you like that. So therefore, you can't expect that.
No, you can't.
You
You
didn't even
haven't
put in
built
the, and you didn't
relationships with the
even make your,
public. Nope.
thank you. You didn't even make yourself available to us to want to support you, ma'am. I'm gonna need you
No.
to go ahead and sit it down. See,
Yeah.
people buying them ugly teen wife shirts because Mel have a presence with them. She have a fan base. You didn't come on
Yes.
here to build up a fan base. You came up here like, oh, I'm about to be on the show and everything about to go. No, you got to put in the work with the people.
Absolutely. Because you're on TV doesn't solidify a sale. It doesn't. Because let me tell you something. Martell is a perfect example. He's on TV, but ain't nobody buying that incest wine. Nobody's buying it. Because number one, it's way too nobody likes him. And two, it's expensive. And I don't know if it tastes good or not. Why would I pay $30 for shipping and the bottle costs $30 when I can go right on down here to my local liquor store and have my pick of the litter of what I want?
First of all, it's Sutter Home.
Yeah, that's what
You
the
can
people
go
been
to the
saying.
you can go to the well, it's white label through Sutter Home. So he basically used their wine
Mm,
and put a label on it. Once he got the
wow.
corrected label, because the first label it had everything with Sutter Home on it, including the name and the description. Then the second label he had alcohol misspelled wrong. So I
Oh
think he
my
finally
God.
got everything correct on that. But I personally, I I can't support a man in business who treats women the way he do.
Oh
So
yeah, no.
even if it wasn't Sutter Home, I wouldn't
I'm
buy it.
not doing it.
Second of all, you can get Sutter Home for $7 at Family Dollar, three
Hello?
dollars at Dollar General. Why
Right.
would I pay you 40 for it and then turn around and pay another $100 for a bottle
Yeah.
of wine? Now listen, there are some wines that's worth $100. I will drink them. I will buy them, but a damn sure ain't
It
Inez.
ain't gonna be Inez with from
It's
Martell.
not.
I
It's
could go
not.
buy
You
a
know,
bottle of
you
Camus for a hundred
you
dollars.
you spend that kind of money on good blends, good
Yeah.
wines, Copenhagen and all of
Mhm.
those good brands where they're bad, they're aged, their barrels are old good oak that the wine have soaked in and aged in and fermented correctly, not made in in the factory with a machine. No God.
Yeah.
You
That's
can get boxes of wine. I can have 4 boxes of wine if I
for
go to
that price.
Walmart for that price. I know I'm not doing it. But
Martell
she
just went to the Alibaba of wines and got some wine done. He wasn't at no vineyard picking out grapes, nothing. So he full of shit too. And
I
even with Destiny and the hair situation, I just thought about it. Tisha did a commercial on OWN for BB Judy that has the Kaleidoscope brand.
wasn't it
Watch.
her in Destiny? In the
Yes.
commercial?
Yes.
Okay. So why you don't have none of
So
her,
why
why
you
you don't
ain't
have
got
no
nothing to say about
Kaleidoscope?
her? Why
You're
you ain't trying to
in
get her products? Why you ain't working with her to help you brand? Because she is a marketing genius, just like Stormy is. So you're not using your connections. Again, don't feel sorry for you, man. I don't.
you know what I'm
Because we
saying?
have so many examples of you dropping the ball.
You're in Huntsville.
Mm-hmm.
Um it Atlanta's not that far. Y'all always talking about going to Atlanta and riding to
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta. Isn't Bronner Brothers in Atlanta every year?
Yes.
Mm.
Somebody said in the comments, Mula Mia said, BravoCon, I would have been set up as a vendor. I definitely would have been too. Absolutely.
Cause OWN don't have no own kind, so they can't tell you go.
No, I'd have been right there with all my products.
Now
Oh,
she's
and she
supposed
should
to be
have
doing
made
real
a
estate.
product. She should have made her own, branded her own product as well to sell it in the store. But see, that's the thing. She's not thinking with the brain of a person that wants revenue that's going to continue. She wants that one hit or quitter type of situation. That's supposed to, I said it in my last video. Destiny gives me drug dealer girlfriend mentality. She wants the quick, fast cash. She wants the money to come in, and she don't want to be the one to have to work and do it.
And guess what?
And that's it.
Now she posting on Instagram. She's doing real estate, and I mean this with no shade. But baby, you gonna have to work at that too, and you gonna
Oh
have to
yeah.
first work at your attitude, cause ain't nobody coming to you to buy no house with no nasty
Hello.
attitude. When your clients tell you something that they don't like, oh I don't like this house, or oh I don't like that house, and it might be your fifth or sixth, maybe even your 15th house showing them you can't do this.
Right. You can't be doing all
Like
of that.
you can't do all of that. So you gonna have to fix that.
But wasn't she doing? Didn't she show Mel her house, or was that fake? Because remember the
Um,
episode where the house that Mel lives in now, she showed her that house.
but I'm listen. I had completely right. I had completely forgot
Mm-hmm.
about that. But here, that's my thing. We don't see you pushing it.
No,
We don't
not at
see you
all.
pushing what you're doing. So, child, I had completely forgot about it.
Mm-mm-mm. See,
I
I'm
had,
telling you. It's
girl.
so much. It's so. I think the moral of it all is Destiny is her own worst enemy. Thank you so much, Ebony M. This conversation is so good. You two have great chemistry. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Yes, I appreciate you for coming up, Nola,
Oh,
because
girl, no
you really
problem.
like made my night. Because like I was not expecting to see you or Medusa on here, and then for you to come up and bless me with helping me do this review. That is awesome. So
Girl, no, but
you
girl,
got my
listen.
vote forever.
Anytime you, I sent you that picture on Instagram too. Anytime you want to do something, girl, just let me know.
Oh, trust me, I
I'll be
will.
around. I don't know. I do work overnight, so
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, like if you hit me early during the day, don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm just probably
Sis is
sleep.
taking a sleep.
Yeah,
Yes, sis is
I'm
recuperating.
probably yeah.
I
Okay.
got you. So let's get into so basically in the last scene after that whole scene with Mel and Destiny, we see Tisha at the period party, which I will say I am so glad that they did that. I think that a lot of people need to understand that booty, hair, and makeup is does not a woman make. I think that people don't realize. I think that being a woman has been so the glamorous part of it has just been the only thing that has really been catered to, but nobody really talks about the things that we go through naturally as women that we can't change. Like nobody can ever speak to the fact of being at a restaurant, you at an all white party, you miscalculate your days, you come on your period, and you got to look at your friend, or when you at a party or you somewhere, and you got to ask your friend, girl, is anything showing? I came on and I don't have no pads. We got to grab some. You know what I mean? Like people that
Or when
want to
you
be,
trying to be cute and you looking at your outfit like, can you see my pad?
can you see my pad? Right, exactly. So people, I get it. Being a woman is absolutely amazing, but I don't think that people speak about those things so much because in being a woman, we kind of look at those things and we shouldn't as an embarrassment. Like you don't even want sometimes women don't even want to ask their boyfriends too soon in a relationship to go buy you pads. And it's like this is a natural thing that we all as humans should know is going to happen, right? But people are still somehow having shame with it in some sort of way. So I love the fact, even with that scene with Marceau, when Tisha was telling him about it, saying, as a dad, you should know these things about your kid or whatever. He still was like, oh, no, I don't want to get involved. That's what I got you for. It's still in this day and age, people are still feeling some type of way about those aspects of a female's life. And if you're a dad and you have daughters, you should absolutely know what that's all about. But I love the fact that they had this party to teach young girls. And if I had a daughter, I have a 6-year-old son, but if I ever am blessed to have a daughter, and even with my nieces and nephews as they're growing up, I would teach them that stuff. I think that it's important to have those types of situations so that they can be educated and know how to handle it. Even little boys, like, so you can know how to handle it with your girlfriend or your wife or whatever. I think we don't talk about those things enough. But outside of that party, this is the ending scene where Kimmy and Maurice come up, and that was when they tell Tisha that they got the results and she actually does have cancer. So what are your thoughts on the party and that closing out scene?
As far as the party, I thought it was wonderful, and I
Mm-hmm.
actually tweeted like before the lady said that she did it every year. I actually was like, "Is this a business thing that teacher's doing?"
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it would be great, especially with her having the journal for girls that she has. I
Mm-hmm.
think it would be great for her to do the period parties. Have the people come and talk.
Yep.
Um, and then at the end, the kids can get like some of the girls nail polish and get that journal where they can journal about just keeping track of their cycles, and if they
Mm-hmm.
feel different, if they notice this, and things like that. I thought that was actually a really, really good idea.
Yeah.
I have two girls.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, when my first one got her cycle child, I cried. I ain't gonna lie, I cried. Um, and then I went and I got her some pads. We had to change
Mm-hmm.
her clothes, and she was okay, but she was prepared because I had
Mm-hmm.
already talked to them. So I had got them like the My Body and Me books, and I
Mm-hmm.
explained to them, every well, not every year, but I started when they were like 7 or 8 because I got my cycle first at 9. So I'm like,
Me too.
I'm
Me
like, they
too.
might be early like me. So I wanted them
Mm-hmm.
to be prepared. So when it happened, she wasn't ill prepared. She knew what it was. Unlike me, I thought somebody had stabbed my vagina. I was
Yeah.
like, what is going on with this?
Mm-hmm.
So I did that. My youngest daughter came in and she got hers. She was like, Mom, I think I started my cycle. I was like, you lied. No, you didn't. She
Mm-hmm.
was like, yeah, I need a pad. But it was just like it was a normal thing because they already
Yeah.
knew what to expect. And I think a lot of the times, a lot of people stray away because they think, oh, it's nasty, it's gross. And we've been taught, like,
Yeah.
even women just are not supposed to discuss those things, even though they are normal things. So I thought that was absolutely wonderful. And I was sitting up here thinking to myself, like, oh my God, these women are so petty that they can't work together. You have Tisha can do this and have her journal and a nail polish. You
Yep.
can get with Mel and she can give the girl Seventh Avenue to start working with
Yes.
their skincare. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then you have Stormy who can come in with the hair products.
Yep.
Kimmy is a nurse. She would be one that was able to speak to the like
Yes.
this is something that they could all collaborate in
Mm-hmm.
and make so big and make so good. But the pride and the foolery,
Pride comes before the fall.
you know what I'm saying, won't allow them to do it. But it actually to me would be something good. Like since we couldn't do the comeback group, this would be something that the women can do and it would empower other young women. They can make it like a whole thing. To me, I thought it
Yeah.
would have been a good thing. As far as Kimmy, I was tearing up seeing her tearing up, but
Mm-hmm.
based on the previews when they showed us her cutting her hair off.
Yeah.
And then I remember a while back on Instagram, she made a post, and it was like she was talking to her friend or something like that. And her friend said, "You got this. You a bad B." And then
Mm-hmm.
Jalen came on under the post and was encouraging her, and so did Maurice. So
Mm-hmm.
we knew she was sick. I didn't know at the time what it was. People were speculating it was cancer, but I'm never going to put a confirmation on something like
Right.
that
Mm-hmm.
until somebody does. So when we got to the point and she was saying that what she found, I already knew then
Mm-hmm.
because of what we had been seeing on the
On
previews
social
and
media. Yep.
and that post. It was very sad to me, but I do feel like it was a retape scene. I felt like they already know.
Yeah.
Because it looked to me like Tisha was trying to force a tear out and she
Mm-hmm.
couldn't. And I'm not gonna say it's because, some people were saying it was like she was smirking. I felt like it could have been nervous energy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I feel like she kind of, I think she already knew.
She already knew.
I
Yeah.
feel like they were just, this was the telling for the camera. Like this was,
Mm-hmm.
Kimmy had to tell somebody on camera, and this was, this was it. Because we didn't even see her do the confirmation to Maurice that this is what it was. And that probably was a private moment that they needed to have just them two. And even though, yes, they living their life on TV, I think that's the moment she needed to share between her and her husband that we didn't need to see, and
Yeah.
her and her son or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just don't see her running to Tisha to be like, "Oh, girl, I got
Right.
cancer."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let me tell you, I wanted to tell y'all together. Um, and I don't think she would have showed up at a period party. Like if Tisha would have called her and said, "Girl, why you didn't come to the party? What happened?" They
Mm-hmm.
called her come over for everything else. She could have called her "Hey girl, I know I didn't come to the party. I need you and Marceau to come
Yeah.
over to the house. It's something that, I
We
need
need
y'all
to
to we
discuss.
need to
Right.
discuss." To me, that would have went over better because then how do you go back in a period party and enjoy that? If you really
Yeah.
care about this person. And we saw Tisha kind of the mood change for her
Yeah.
after that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I do think that's her sister-in-law. I do think she feels some type of way about it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just not sure if she can be the support that Kimmy's going to need without making this about her. Like, I
Yeah.
can definitely see her sitting there like, Kimmy, when you told me, I was so hurt, I was so this, I didn't know what to do. Instead of saying, when you told me, like, what do you need? Even though she
Right.
said, we here for you, I don't see her more so not using this to
Yeah.
make it about them.
Make it about them.
And that's
Yeah.
what I'm concerned about,
And
because
I
this
think
is
I
this is
think
definitely her thing and her story.
Yeah, and I think that Kimmy sees that too. I think that's why she came to the event, because even though I see where you're saying, well, this could be a double film scene, but I think Kimmy was supposed to be at that party. So she probably didn't want to hear Tisha's mouth later on saying, why you didn't come? And then she's like, well, Tisha, I found out I have cancer today. And Tisha would have still, that wouldn't have been good enough for her. She would have been like, well, you couldn't just call me and tell me. So to alleviate all of that, I feel like Kimmy probably was like, well, it's on the way home after we done left this place, I guess. And she just stopped by, and then she wanted, and then Kimmy is a giver, like even beyond what she's dealing with. She came to bring the baby the, packet that
That
she
was
had
so
put
sad
together.
for
That
me. It
was
was
so sweet
almost
and
like she
sad.
was shaking. She was like,
Yeah.
so when she goes to the bathroom, don't nobody let her
Yeah.
know.
I was like,
She got
oh
up
my
here, and I
God.
was in here like, oh my God, my eyes want to take a bath at this very moment. Like,
Yes.
my eyes are watering up
Oh
at
my
this
God.
moment. Like, that was so sad for me to see her like that. Like, I believe she's gonna get better. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But to see somebody just be so hurt and broken,
Yeah.
you just if you're a person with any kind of compassion, whether you like the person or not,
Yeah.
it does something to you. And that was so sad. That was so sad for me. But I would like to, and I might be giving Tisha more credit than she deserved,
Mm-hmm.
but I personally would like to think that she would have understood if Kimmy didn't show up.
Yeah.
I personally would like to think that, she'd have been like, girl, why you didn't come? You're supposed to be here. Tisha, I don't want to tell you this over the phone. Come to the house. But, I think when, she got there, I think, and she would have talked to her and told her, listen, I just found out I had cancer. Even if she'd have been like, what? Why you didn't tell me you was going through it? I think if Kimmy would have said, you know what, I didn't want to alarm anybody until I knew for sure, and then I needed to have me a few time moments to spend with my husband
Mm-hmm.
and my son, to wrap my head around what was going on. I would like to think she would have been understanding. Still probably would have made it about her, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. If you would have told me, I would have been there. That type of thing. I don't want to believe that she's that clueless.
I do.
I just I'm sorry.
I hate that I feel like this, but I feel like I'm glad Kimmy did it the way that she did, because if it had have been a later on tell me type of situation, it would have blown up more than what she needed it to be. And
And
Kimmy
then
is
that would have
already going
gave
through enough.
And then that would have gave Kim, and I would have released every frustration. Me, not Kim.
Hmm.
Me.
Hmm.
I would have released every frustration that I felt on the inside from what I was going through. I would have unleashed it on her at that moment. Listen here. This is not
Hmm.
about you. This is
Hmm.
about me and what I needed for me, your feelings. And that's how it
Exactly.
would have been. But it's just, I don't know what part of me it's just something inside of me. Just I don't want to believe she is that heartless. I just
Yeah, sis,
not for something like that.
I
Not
know.
for
You
something
know
like that.
what? And
Like, that's serious.
I really love you, sis, but I can't. I don't
I
have.
understand.
I don't see it for
I understand.
Tisha.
I know.
I
I
don't
know.
see it for Tisha in
Listen,
the.
I don't fool with her indenture grip either. But it's just certain situations I
Yeah,
would like
yeah.
to still hold out hope that you have some type of decency
I get it. I
in
just.
those situations.
Mm.
I still stand by what I said. I think somehow she gonna try to make this about
Oh,
her.
for
Or
sure.
next season she may have a foot growing in her stomach or
As
something to kind of
yeah.
one up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I still believe that. But I I don't know. I just know my concern at the time, like I was mad. I was mad when Tisha started to do
Mm-hmm.
the Meanwhile, Kimmy's standing up here and like, her voice was literally cracking. And
Right.
Maurice went to hug Tisha. I was like, hug your wife.
Yeah,
Hug
yeah,
your wife.
yeah.
This is not about Tisha. Hug
This
your
is not
wife.
about Tisha. Absolutely not. And she would have, and like you said, she gonna find a way. The season isn't over. She'll find a way to make it about herself. And one thing I will point out, I don't like how they've already had the reunion, and they had the reunion before we even saw Kiki. So it's like Kiki's at the. I just thought about this. Kiki is at the reunion. How are we going to like? She hasn't seen all the episodes to be
She
able to
has.
properly
She
respond.
has.
Oh,
She
she saw
has.
the
They
whole
all have.
season.
So what happens is, they always tape the reunion before the seasons. So
Okay.
when they set the date to tape the reunion, the cast themselves get the rest of the episodes. We don't get them, but they get them.
Oh,
They get them beforehand to see them and watch them so that they can respond while taping the
okay. So
reunion.
I was gonna say, so if even with this whole situation with Tisha and everything, like if she does do something selfish, I wonder if they'll even be able to talk about it on the reunion because they've already like. And typically, when you tape the reunion, that means you only have like 4 episodes left.
I think we have
So
like 5 or 6,
yeah,
six
this is a
left.
lot.
Girl, we did not
Well,
need a season 4B, but I think them getting into that fight, Carlos probably didn't want to end the season
with
on
that,
that fight with that, and
oh,
so extended it. I don't know. I don't know how we get here. I don't.
I don't know either, child. This has been a mess, but I want
If
to.
we did, because
We
if
almost at 2 hours on
I
here,
know we
sis.
just been
We
running
just
our mouth.
really been talking and talking, but I don't want to close out without asking you this first. What do you think about this blackout situation? Do you think it's worth it? I see that it's working a little bit, but do you think it's something that's needed?
Um, I can't really say. Because there's no one unified reason for the blackout. You have some
Yeah.
people blacking it out because Basement Billy was on there. You have some
Mm.
people blacking it out because of Wanda. You have some people blacking out because they don't like the treatment, how the men are seen treating the women. You have
Mm-hmm.
some people blocking it out because they feel like Carlos King is not promoting, black people in a good light. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I can't say if it's helping or hurting. I'm gonna say I'm over it.
Yeah.
Imma say I'm over it, and I'm ready for the reunion, and I'm still watching so I can bring content to my viewers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but honestly, I think they're ruining their own show. My honest opinion,
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's the blackout more as people are just tired because
Mm-hmm.
what they have done with social media, they took it too far and trying to hype people up to watch the show
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. And so even when we're not getting what's happening on the show on social media and we're just getting that social media antics, it has now become more interesting than the show.
Yeah.
And like I said, they've oversaturated us with their
With
social
information.
media in this
Mm-hmm.
long season and information. So it's like most content creators, when you get on the show, it's like it really wasn't that much to talk about this season, but we're pulling to make it longer and
Yeah.
give you something to say and basically just going deeper into our opinions and our people in our comments opinions. I think they ruined it themselves by putting too much out there before the season, during the season, and we're just over it. Like by the time we actually saw the fight in season 4B,
Mm-hmm.
I was over it. I just really wanted to see if my suspicions was confirmed that it was because of Mel, Martell, Wanda,
Right.
and them kids. Other than that, I didn't care
Mm-hmm.
for them titty bumping and running around the parking lot. It really wasn't no fight.
You know what? I kind of feel the same way. First of all, I'm not for a blackout because I feel like if you like the show, you like the show, watch it. Don't wait until I'm not for blacking out until the reunion. Like if you're not going to watch the show, don't watch it, period. Don't watch it at all. Like why are you going to wait until the reunion so that you can basically get a recap of everything and you basically are watching the show if you watch the reunion. Then people want content creators to watch it so that they can get the recaps. So it's like you're still watching the show because you're watching us. You know what I mean? And my thing is, if you're simply not interested in something, you just don't participate in and that's what it is for me. Like that's why I'm not into. I personally enjoy the show. Are there some things I would love to change? Absolutely. But is everything about a reality TV show going to be perfect? No. If they were on there talking about their businesses all day, like people keep on saying, we want to see more about the businesses. If they did that and there was no drama, you guys would not watch. It wouldn't be a blackout. You just wouldn't want to see it. And that's what I think. So I think people are asking for things that they really realistically don't want to see. You want to see the drama, but you don't want to see it as elevated as it has gotten, which I do agree in that aspect. I agree. I don't want to see Wanda in her big age and her wet and wavy curls running around after some young woman worrying about the paternity of her unborn kid that she didn't have. How are we going to test said paternity if I unalive the child?
First of
Why
all,
are you
Wanda's a
worrying about it?
liar. Wanda's a
Yeah,
liar.
it's a lie.
She was
So
talking about Sugar Mama.
she
She
was,
wasn't talking about the
because
unborn
she
baby.
said it in this inside the store. She said you need to get a test for all them kids or something like that. So you're talking about sugar mama. That's what we all know that's what you're doing. So stop trying to play us. And the biggest thing is, this is a black all-star black cast, a black producer. We want to support, but we also, I get people are crying out to stop seeing so much negativity. We don't have to put out constant negativity and buffoonery to get people to pay attention to us. It could be a balancing act, if you will, of drama and positivity. And I think people will equally enjoy the show. But I think some of the stuff that they've done this season, has it gone overboard? Absolutely. But I don't think that it's cause for people to black out and not watch the show, in my opinion.
Can I just say, I get what people are saying, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
when we thought about this show, it was pitched as if we were going to see black excellence. And
Mm-hmm.
I'ma just be honest, we went from black excellence to shit on shingles really quickly.
Child.
Um, but I don't think it's lumping. I don't think it's fair to lump and say, oh, it's ratchet, it's this, it's that, right? Like those
Mm-hmm.
terms are always used for us. And I watch Sister Wives on TLC, and that is some of the most ghetto
Child.
stuff I have seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, baby, we just don't know about their shows because a lot of us
Mm-hmm.
don't watch our shows, girl. Like Mama June, Road to Redemption,
Oh,
The
ooh.
Honey Boo Boo. Like,
Uh-huh.
ooh,
I watched that
girl.
show, and it's
Huh?
crazy.
Have you seen
Mm-hmm.
the Sister Wives too?
No, I haven't seen that, but I do watch Mama June Road to Redemption, how she always
So I
choosing
mean,
men over her kids.
so
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have their shows too. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I think that's kind of unfair, but I think the people are outraged because when we have the power to control the narrative,
Mm-hmm.
then let's show something else.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is, I think why this show got so big, because it dealt with a lot of things that we deal with in our community. And so,
Mm-hmm.
if we're going to talk about reality show, and it's a reality show and it's supposed to be based in reality, then
Mm-hmm.
we deal with infidelity, we deal with friendships falling apart, we deal with people taking sides and not knowing. And so
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why a lot of people got so attached, and I think that's why the team Tishas are so strong
Mm-hmm.
and the team males are so strong, because you identify personally, and
Oh
you have
yeah.
either somebody in your life who has been a male to you, and you don't see, you know what I'm saying? So you gonna go hard at everything she do, and vice versa.
Yep.
So I think they did a good job with playing on people's emotions to draw them into the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's gone too far for some. Like for me, I used to enjoy the show. I don't enjoy the show no more because, like I said, all of the antics. I watch
Yeah.
it basically to give content, and then I'm stuck on, where do we go from here? Because
Right.
what's going on social media outside of the show? And I understand when you have a show, you have to work together. So, you
Mm-hmm.
put certain things to the side. But to me, there are some lines that have
Being
absolutely
crossed.
been
Yep.
crossed that I don't understand how they can't even come back and work together from here. I mean, of
Yeah.
course, you'll have Maurice, Kimmy, Tisha, and Marceau, but I can't see a situation after what played out between Mel and Martell on
Mm-hmm.
social media this summer, and
Yeah.
how that I cannot see them cohesively sitting in a room
There's no way.
and
After
doing that.
he,
Like, he still
yeah.
takes shots, he still takes slugs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that. I just it's if they said that, the rumor has it that the network told Carlos, all right, because people are writing letters, and he wants to try to now swing it back to
Mm-hmm.
the original six and the comeback group, which is why they had the
That's
meeting
why
with
they
the
had that
six,
dinner.
the
Mm-hmm.
dinner with the six of them. I just I don't see where we go from here
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? I agree
into a
with.
better space and place.
Yeah, and I agree with you. The content, first of all the social media stuff for us, it's a content creator's paradise because we have things to, comment about or talk about. However, it soils the anticipation for the show for sure. Like, I think what makes Bravo and the Real Housewives so amazing is because they are limited to their social media during seasonal breaks for that reason alone, because they don't want people to get to the point where they're like, oh well, we don't have nothing to talk about. I mean, we've already seen exactly what you guys are doing. Like, for example, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, this was probably one of their most controversial seasons. And even with all the stuff that was going on with Kathy Hilton that we kind of knew was being alluded to when the season was off, we waited for it to play out in the season because we got a little morsel of what's going on, but we really didn't know in the grand scheme of things what was going on. I think Love and Marriage Huntsville can take a page out of that book. It's okay to promote the show, keep people intrigued while it's on hiatus for a little bit, but don't give them all the information. So where when we see the show, it's kind of like we feel like we're watching a replay. You know what I mean? And I think that kind of takes away the anticipation for what's to come next.
Even
And
even
yeah,
even with Roja, like, you had pictures that leaked of Sheree and Martell and things like that. But if you notice, it wasn't too much leaked from the party. Now, when they
right.
do certain events, that's even though they took those pictures the night
Mm-hmm.
of that event, you won't see those pictures posted on their social media until when the episode
Exactly.
airs. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? And I like that, because it
Mm-hmm.
makes me, like, we know that Kenya and Martell got into it, but we don't know why.
We don't know why. We don't know
You know,
exactly what
you know what I'm
happened.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
We heard him and Candy got into it. We
Mm-hmm.
don't know why. So for me, I have the anticipation of the new
Yes.
season because I'm like, they better not cut that out. They better
Correct.
not cut it out. We know
Mm-hmm.
Drew got served. We don't know what was Drew's reaction to being served while
Mm-hmm.
they were being taped. They better not cut that out. It's like
Right.
you have anticipation for it. We don't have anticipation
Because
for
we feel
another.
like we've seen it all.
We
We
don't
feel
have
like
the
we've seen it.
anticipate. The anticipation is gone, and then I think too, we don't get the real of everybody's lives. Like, I don't know if it's true. There's allegedly the rumor out there that Carlos told Tisha and Marceau they didn't have to discuss their life like that.
Mm.
Um, and so we don't see that much of their life.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's telling too, if that's the truth. Like, people want it because we know it's lies. People see you on social media commenting in the comments, both of you all responding, but yet y'all get in the show and play in our face and tell us, oh, it doesn't bother us. You tell us, oh, we the fans are destroying your marriage because we want you to be treated better,
Right.
but we're destroying your marriage. Well, how can that destroy your marriage? You must already have had these feelings. Let's see you discuss this. Let's see you tackle Let's see you tackle this. So
Yeah.
I don't think we get enough of everything. Like we can't keep continue to have seasons based
Were they
around people
BSing
hating
around?
Mel.
Yeah, yeah, it can't be Mel and Martell
It's
constantly
been
telling their
everybody's
truth, but
storyline.
everybody else BSing around. Like we can't keep doing that. And I think you're right. Like if Carlos did tell them that they don't have to tell their truth, then that's crazy because this is reality TV. That's just like Destiny. I don't I don't want to stop nobody's bag, but it's time for her to go because she's made it very clear several times that she's a private person, but you're on reality TV. If you don't want to share the ins and outs and the outs and ins of your life, then this is not the place for you. And if that's the case for Tisha and Marceau, if you're not willing to, you know, kick the bobo and do what you got to do to make this entertaining and tell us what's the real, then you don't need to be on here either because this of what is reality TV, and we want to see people's reality.
Just like
So,
I know people in my life everybody in my life ain't built for TV. So if somebody
mm-mm,
came to me and be like, "You want to be on reality TV?" Hell no.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Because then I'd have to get on YouTube and be dragging myself and my people that I love. So no, I'm not.
Right?
No, I'm not doing it. Now, if Tyler Perry want to put me in something scripted, go
Mm-hmm.
ahead. I definitely do that. But reality TV, no. And then I'm not built for reality TV because the fact of the matter is, in my reality,
Mm-hmm.
if I don't fool with you like that, I'm not coming to your house. I'm not sitting. I don't even want you in my space
No,
to be going back and forth. And I'm not going. I can't deal with that hollering in my face. I definitely
no,
can't. I can't get with people throwing drinks at me.
mm-mm,
That would the whole show
no.
gonna be shut down and put off TV.
Yeah, I'm be
So
like, I quit in the middle of the scene, and
yeah,
that
that's
would be
not,
that.
that's not for me. All of that, like X and Mel, the very first episode. Where's Tisha and Destiny? Why they not invited? Shit, cause they ain't here. You better be lucky you
You
got an
know, I don't fool with
invitation.
them, so why
Like
would I invite them
I
here?
don't feel like adults really in real life explain why they didn't invite somebody to their event. You know what I'm
No,
saying? So
and I don't ask people why certain people aren't there. Is I got an invite. That's all I'm concerned about. I'm not worrying about nobody else. So I think that's a lot of people's problem. They so busy worrying about other people. Just worry about your damn self, and that's that on that. But Nola, this was
this
absolutely
is
amazing. Thank
amazing.
you so much for coming up
No
here and chopping
problem,
it up with
girl.
me. I really appreciate it. I enjoyed myself and had such an amazing time. We have certainly got to do this again. I'm gonna check your
Yes,
DM,
ma'am.
and if you ever want me to come on your platform, you got me. Just let me know.
Yes, yes. I gotta do RHOP and LAMH, but I think this week I'm going to do LAMH pre-recorded
Okay.
because
Yeah,
it really lags. But I think I'm gonna do Oh, you watch Potomac?
I sure do. Yes,
So I think I'm
indeed.
gonna do Potomac tomorrow live, probably about 5 o'clock. If you're interested in coming on there with me, honey.
Oh,
Because
I would. You know
I
what?
got to talk about cankles, but I'm
I can
Central Time, so
probably.
I don't know what time.
What time? What you sent? You said Central
I'm
Time.
Central,
I'm
yeah.
East. I'm Eastern.
So
So,
that'll be like 6 o'clock your time.
well, you
That'll
know
be
what?
like
I
six
may
o'clock
be
my
able to
time.
hop on real. I teach a step class at 7, my time. So, I may be able to hop on for a few minutes or two.
And grace the people, grace the people. But
Indeed, indeed.
we'll talk about it. We'll
We'll
talk
talk
about
about
it.
it.
All
All right,
right,
y'all.
thank
Well, thank y'all
you.
so much for watching. Please, please, please go and subscribe to Nola Reed's channel. As y'all see, she is absolutely amazing. She is hilarious and she gives the tea and read the heck out of these people on these shows. But thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that's watching this show too. And I will see you in the next video. Peace out.